Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna get into it. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm gonna share this. Get it out, whatever. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. If you're watching this on the replay, just give me 1 second. I'm just getting this out to everybody. You know what I mean? Give me a second here. Just give me 1 second here. Hold on 1 second, guys. Just hold on 1 second, yeah? All right. Okay, that should be enough. All right, so check this out, right? First of all, I want to say Happy Mother's Day. I want to say Happy Mother's Day, whether you black, white, polka dot, whatever. I don't care. I honestly don't. But specifically, when I say Happy Mother's Day, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the good mothers, all the good mothers, all the mothers that bust their ass 7 days a week to make sure their kids, you know what I'm saying, eat right, do right, and anything like that. I want to say that to y'all. Happy Mother's Day. A lot of times it gets misconstrued, and I'm glad there was a female that came in here and she corrected it one time. She said, "Now, I don't think he's talking about all black women. I think he's talking about a specific elk of women." And my concentration sometimes be with black women because the pure simple fact, I'm half black. Yo soy la cubano la marero, tú sabes, no creo que sí en la mente ahí. So I always, my mother's black, so I always put priority on black women because whether it don't seem like it, don't seem like it. I love y'all. I really do. And I get frustrated because of pure simple fact. I want y'all to be perceived as better than what you are. You know what I mean? And the way you're being perceived is a sassy, loudmouth, eh, type person. You know what I mean? Internationally, I'll get into that in a minute. But I'll get into that in the latter part, and I'm gonna tell you why I said that. But anyway, long story short, I want to say Happy Mother's Day not only to my mother but to Miss Janice Combs, who, and coincidentally, many people leave out of the conversation as far as what she may be going through, and maybe she's not going through it justifiably. Her son is in prison and has been in prison for the past 8 months. And when y'all ask me what I'm talking about Diddy. Her son has been in prison for 8 months. 8 months she's been without her son. And I know a lot of you women out here will be like, well, you know what? That's what he deserved. You'll say that on Mother's Day. They'll literally reiterate those words on Mother's Day. Despicable people. Despicable. I don't care what they are. And so I say to Miss Janice Combs, because following the day after Mother's Day, we're back in court. We're back in court. And I want to say to Miss Janice Combs, you hold your head. You stay strong. Don't you let nobody fucking. You are the antithesis, if not the pure example of motherhood right now. And I'm going to tell you why. See, Miss Janice Combs is almost 80 years old, and she show up at all them court dates. Some of them she can't show up at because it is so minuscule that there's no reason for her to show up at. I told you this guy. I told you guys this what third, fourth time, long time ago now, probably like 4 or 5 months back. I said, I ain't no and y'all didn't catch on. That's your fault. But when I'm down there, and if you don't know, I actually went in from day one, from the day Puff got arrested, and they had the first hearing. I'm down there. I'm down there because I worked for this man for 17 years almost, and I'm not, even with some of my bad boy brothers. Don't understand the angle I'm coming from. We at war, nigga. This ain't this. His reputation is yours too. It's yours too. Dumb, slow motherfuckers. Yeah, I ain't gonna believe that, huh? I got a few of my bad boy brothers who don't particularly like the way that I deliver my news. And I'm telling y'all think this is 1995, this is 2025, motherfucker. They play different. They don't get mad at me because I picked up on how they play. You didn't. I know how these motherfuckers play. So respect me for that part, knowing how the game be played out here and adapting accordingly. You don't understand what I mean, huh? Let me tell you something. You ever seen the movie, what was that shit called? State Property. And at one point, Beans is in the corner in the alleyway or whatever, and this nigga says to him, this old nigga, he says, yo, this been my corner for like 20 something years and it's gonna stay that way. And Beans looked at that nigga, he said, okay. Now see, the reason that nigga, like, it's not Beans that you pay attention to, it's the old nigga. See, the old nigga, you should have paid attention to him because he said, this been my block for 20 years, it's gonna stay that way. He didn't realize things had changed. And see, that's one of the gifts that I have. I always knew when things had changed, whether it was the music, whether it was the pattern, whether it was his speech. I always know when things going to change. It's just a thing of mine. Some of my people, who you still my people, just the way you think, are not obliged by the point and the direction that I go through with shit, but you'll thank me in the end. Oh, believe me, you'll thank me. You'll be like, nah, I understand. Remember, I was the first one that told y'all about old Gargamel over there. Gargamel, you know what I'm talking about, right? I'll talk about Gargamel, aka Huggy Pampers, in a minute. Gargamel. That's what your new nickname is, Gargamel. Ooh, that's real. Gargamel. That shit, that fits you. From Huggy Pampers to Gargamel. And listen, I told y'all about Huggy Pampers, aka Gargamel, from the get-go. This was like 3 years ago. All right? Because I hold down my bad boy family. You understand me? Yes, I do. See, I'm in the firm believers when a motherfucker tell you, and I'm going to prove some shit to you in a minute, but when a motherfucker tell you, he's a Diddy loyalist, and you've been out here talking all kinds of shit about motherfuckers outside of Diddy, right? In fact, today, you'll go live sometime or another and talk shit about Miss Janice Combs because of pure simple fact I'm talking about her right now. She's a seasoned parrot. Bitch, I listened to your live again. I said, this bitch had copied me, Donut, pork chop, and Stormer Roll all in one sit down. This bitch was like taking pieces of all of us. Y'all ain't gonna understand what I'm talking about unless you a seasoned like vlogger. But seasoned vloggers, y'all know what I'm talking about. This bitch took a piece of pork chop. She took a piece of me. She took a piece of Storm and Rose. She took a piece of the Maji girl. She took a piece of even Tasha K to an extent. She took a piece of all us and hodgepodge it into a personality. I said, this bitch really thinks she fucking Frankenstein. Dr. Frankenstein, huh? Because that's who does that. I call them parrots, aka Frankensteins. These are people that don't have a personality. So what they do is they borrow words, they borrow phrases, they borrow personalities, they borrow this, they borrow that from people and hodgepodge it together in this crazy manifestation that becomes a personality. But really, you look at it as Frankenstein, because that's how Frankenstein did. He grabbed the arm from here, he grabbed the brain from here, he grabbed the cheek from here, he grabbed the nose. You get what I'm saying? It was a hodgepodge of one person. It's very sick work, very sick work. So, as I'm listening to all talk about, yo, this nigga did that, because she's real good at doing that. And that's why I say that's some North Philly bitch shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, these niggas wildin' on me. It's also South Jersey shit. Yo, these niggas wildin' on me. I ain't even do nothing. You know what I'm saying? One of them type of bitches. Yo, you know that nigga so-and-so. You know what he be doing, right? They be right up there at the block. Nah, the other spot, the cheap spot. That's how them North Philly bitches talk. You know what I'm saying? Can't tell me nothing about Philly, nigga. My grandfather from Philly. The fuck is you talking about? My family is known in Philly. I had to talk to my auntie this morning, because I was wishing her happy birthday. I mean, excuse me, not happy birthday, happy Mother's Day, excuse me. And she said, yeah, Uncle, you know, and all them. I said, get the fuck out of here. She said, yeah. This, that, and the third about Philly. This is what they used to do in Philly. People know them. They own businesses down there. So my grandfather, from what we said for the past like 7, 8 years, he's from Philly. So we used to go to Harrisburg, Mechanicsburg. My cousin Benji used to play in the drum corps down there. Hey, what's going on right down? JTZ, what's popping? So I know Philly. So if you know Philly, you know the North Philly girls and the South Philly girls are very different type of women. In South Philly, you'll find a lot of Ethiopian girls, pretty girls, African girls, Muslim girls, da da da. North Philly, that's where them bitches is fast. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Them bitches is fast up here in North Philly. And so if you ain't on to them, and they're more like Jersey girls. That's the funny thing about it. A lot of people from like South Jersey, they move down to North Philly. Bitches is fast down there. If you ain't quick, I'm talking they faster. Some of them faster than Brooklyn girls, Bronx girls, all that. Just waking up. What you got going on? Nah, man, we just talking, man. We out here. We wishing Miss Janice Combs happy Mother's Day. I'm wishing my mother happy Mother's Day. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Yes, wa alaikum assalam. We just wishing the mothers out there, the Umis, all of them, happy Mother's Day. You know what I mean? To all the mothers, the Umis, you know what I mean? May there be silence in the way you walk. What's going on, Philly? Y'all done heard me talk. Huh? Yeah, my grandfather from there, born and raised there. They all spanned it out, went to Jersey, Queens, New York, and everywhere else. My aunt, everyone. They that's their origin from my father's side. Then from my grandmother's side, which is my mother's side, they all from the southern plains or whatever. That's on my mother's side of the family, you know. So yeah, definitely. What's going down? Run down, Sajid. Yes. Wa alaikum salam. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So and a lot of people ask me why I say that. I was with a Muslim woman for 7 years. 7 years. That grew up Muslim, was a good woman. Some people try to come in here and be like, make fun of me, whatever. Oh, you met Shaq's girlfriend? Yeah, she was a good woman. What the fuck is wrong with saying that? You know what I mean? Sometimes that's this way it is. I was with a good woman for 7 years, and unfortunately, things split. What am I supposed to say? I was supposed to say, nah, nigga, I ain't never give a fuck about her. Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me. And anybody that would sit there and make fun of that, just the factor of that is a little bit warped in the head. You know what I mean? Like you never ever warp or try to disqualify love. That's what I'm looking at right there. I love that girl. And she was a pure-hearted woman. And like I said, these things just happen the way they happen. But do I have any malice to speak against her? No, you never heard me say anything against her, have you? I mean, in fact, I'll even go as far as this. I never even speak about any of my ex-girlfriends, except for her, the girl that was born and raised Muslim. So when you hear me say that, remember, I used to walk around with a woman that wore a hijab. I used to walk around with a woman that took her salats. I used to walk around with a woman that is definitive in the laws of purity very differently. That's why my judgment scale is so high when I talk about women. I come from a family of women on my mother's side I can least attest to as the most that were seasoned women. I have a cousin just as of 2 weeks ago that just got her doctorate, her second doctorate. I have female cousins that are involved in medicine, involved in law. That's why I get a lot of stuff when I talk about statutes and law and things like that, whatever, which I saw somebody try to copy the other day. Before you were just reading legal documents. And then you heard me after you listened to my live, and now you want to go into reading legal stature. You didn't think I peeped that, huh? If your name is Sean Diddy Combs, that's a slick motherfucker right there, boy. Let me tell you. But anyway, I come from good women and men, you know, military people or whatever. And sometimes I talk a little wild, but I really don't give a fuck. You know, I really don't. Which takes me to here. Where's my tablet? It takes me to here. So I was on here, and for some reason or another, we have two different, if I might even go as far as to say 3 different elk of black women. That's why I brought this up on Mother's Day. We have this chatty, sassy, quasi-mammy culture that's going on. Then behind that, we have the collegiate, but greedy, but at the same time, self-induced, narcissistic, self-proclamating types Then we have, and what do you mean by self-proclamating that? I mean like types that just acknowledge this is who I am and make a proclamation to the world. I am a queen. I'm in this, and none of us have taken vote on this shit. Then you have the third type. And the third type, and I'm gonna actually say four. Then the third type is the type that this really doesn't care either way. They don't care if they're rich. They don't care if they're poor. They don't care if anything, as long as their solace is there. They don't care if they have a husband. They don't care if they don't have a husband. That's just as long as their silence is there. And then we have the fourth type. The fourth type is a traditional woman. This is the woman that was raised by grandma, aunties, and all of them that had family members that have been married for 30 years, 25 years, such and such and such. And these women are rare nowadays. Oh, they are rare. It's like catching a unicorn, don't you know? Yeah, it's like catching a unicorn. These women are rare. These women are usually, in today's standards, over 55 years old, I would say, at a regular. These women. And these women are needed so badly because I heard something mentioned the other day that blew my mind. And I'm going to tell you what it was. I'm going to read some of y'all comments in a second. I heard something mentioned about population numbers. And now, see, let me explain to you. The attitudes that you have between each other as male and female, so I'm there trying to help. So listen to me very carefully, all right? The attitudes that you have between male and female in any generation has attributed to the depletion of birth numbers, and in some cases, attributed to the depletion of a whole entire culture as it stands. Listen to what I'm saying here. I noticed since after the pandemic, see, sometimes I have to catch myself. I have to catch myself as well. I noticed after the pandemic, one thing that many people didn't notice. I said, why the fuck is niggas arguing with each other so much? Y'all make sure y'all double tap the screen and hit the like button. There's so many of y'all in. Make sure y'all double tap the screen and hit the like button. And ask yourself, if you ask yourself the same question, why are there so many niggas arguing with each other after the pandemic versus before the pandemic? And I edged this up because you know what brought this to mind? I was watching a video and it was with the noble, God bless his heart, Dick Gregory. I always go back to listen to Dick Gregory and Jesus Christ, so many, Noble Drew Ali, James Baldwin. I go back and listen to these people a lot of times because they size me up on what direction I should go next. Malcolm, of course. And so I listen to these people and I listened to an interview that Dick Gregory had did. And he predicted this shit. He predicted this shit. And so it was funny because he was talking about some virus. And at the time he was talking about the virus. And I was in China. This is Dick Gregory talking. And I said, whoa, you predicted that shit because the timestamp on it was like 2000, I think it was like 16, 17, maybe somewhere around there. And he was talking about this at that time. And he wasn't talking about it in totality that people were talking about it later on in 2020, 2021, but he was talking about it. Just catch me here. And so he was talking about at that time, I think he was talking about things in laboratories and things like that or whatever, and man-made viruses and shit like that. Dick Gregory was a very smart man. And God bless his heart and his wife. And I'm listening to Dick Gregory, whatever, and it brought me up to something here. Because I've heard other people that were collegians, people that were doctors or whatever, speak on, how can I put it, the jab that was a preventative measure for said oddity, as we call a pandemic. And so I got to say it like that because these niggas are slick what they do with that speech with that shit, which is also kind of questionable, right? You can't talk about that shit a certain way on here, or they get you the fuck up on out of here. Oh, please believe that. And they'll talk about these wars a certain way. If y'all see me when I block people when they come in here and they be like, yo, this country, that country, this country, you have to block that shit because 9 times out of 10, they'll turn around and say some shit that will get you in trouble based on their advocacies. I'm not saying that I disdain any advocacy or whatever, but you can't do that shit here. So that's why I spoke that like the way I spoke it. They've said the said jab has altered possibly not only the DNA, but the mental structure of a lot of people. And that might attribute to why we're seeing some of this weird shit we're seeing in society. If you take prior 2020 and then you look at after 2020, you'll see a difference. You kind of look like the DJ that used to be on Ellen DeGeneres show. Yeah, God bless his heart. Yeah, Stitch. Yeah, God bless him, man. God bless Stitch, man. I mean, God bless him. Yeah. But anyway, long story short, moving forward, I think that's altered the personalities of some people. You know what I mean? And particularly in Black and Latin culture, it seems since that unprivileged time, how can I say, the tension has went up. The people being more passive aggressive has went up. And I've seen this particularly in two tribes, the Black American tribe and the White American tribe. Oh, no. See, a lot of times, I live in Connecticut. I live around mostly white people. All right, for real. What he said, I agree with you about that medication, bro. My neighbor went very strange after taking it. See what I mean? And I'm hearing this from internationally that people's personalities are altering, said after taking said jab. It's very odd, but in a psychosis form, and if we're talking in the level of the DSM and things like that, of that measure, and oddities that happen in medicine, I would say this probability is pretty high. The one thing that's went down is empathy within society, which is a very dangerous thing. If you don't have empathy within society, you can never have love with somebody. You can only have a business arrangement. You have to understand that the society and the times attribute, I guess is the best way of saying it there, they attribute to actually reality, whether it's love, whether it's finance, and being in bliss, as it was often referred to me at one time by my my ex-girl's brother. Look at you two in bliss. That's how he said it. They were very punctuated people. You understand what I'm saying? Very articulated people, naturally articulated, not forced articulated, naturally articulated as a family. And so, thank you very much, Adam. And so, I've noticed, and even with the music even contributes to it. The music, most of the music is either, we went through a whole period of music, especially doing the you need to take the jab time. I'm gonna read your comment in a second. You need to take this jab times prior after 2020, if you follow what I'm saying here. Prior to the jab, you understand? I can't say it, but y'all know what I mean. And people were a lot more nicer. If you look prior to 2020, 5 years ago, just 5 years ago, very short amount of time. You can count it in days. People were a lot more nicer. People were a lot more together. The women were willing to stick in the streets with us. They were willing to take a bottle getting thrown at them to get the point across. And at some point or another, after 2020, that switched. Now, prior to 2020, the women were out in the streets and they were marching for Freddie Gray. They were marching for, Mike Brown. They were marching for Ferguson. They was marching. They was willing to hold your motherfucking hand while they were marching too. Y'all don't remember that? And then somehow or another, after 2020, everybody's at everybody's neck. You understand? And it's specifically with whites and Black Americans within their own culture. The same way that African Americans are going at each other's throat or whatever, white Americans are doing the exact same thing. And I think the reason African Americans are doing it is because they see white Americans doing it and they believe in the end game of it all, they'll end up fucking being rewarded. Now, you're not going to get a banana for acting like a monkey. Understand what I'm saying? You only get bananas for acting like a gorilla. And gorillas are very tranquil, strongest of all of them. But they hold their coy. They hold and play coy because they know how strong they are. So you ain't gonna get no bananas for acting like a monkey. You figure that one out. It's true, bro. It's like it took people's humanity away and turned them into robots. No empathy, no respect, no compassion, or understanding of other people. Is sad. It very much is. It's not everyone, but a large number of people. I've noticed it, especially in the younger population, Generation Z. Thank you, Adam, for bringing that the fuck up. That's exactly what I was about to segue into, especially with the young ones. That's the ones you got to worry about. See, they're in their procreation age or either approaching it, the Generation Z. And what I mean by that, I mean the 20-year-olds to 27-year-olds. There's going to be a population of them that goes to college and becomes collegiate and goes out into the world, becomes a next doctor, your next plastic surgeon, whatever. And then there's another elk of them, as it's always been, they'll turn around and they'll procreate the world. You understand what I'm saying? Now, this is the thing. You got so many of those guys that are in Generation Z now that don't really understand what it is, even. How can I say it? I come from the music industry. I came in 2000, going into 2001 ish. My first introduction was probably like 99 ish, right? And so when I came in, I remember the medium of music. This is what I'm saying. I remember the medium of music and the way it was delivered was totally different. We were still dealing with, believe it or not, I think the tail end before they canceled them out of cassette tapes. Around about 99 going into 2000. They were still selling them. And then after that, they totally stopped selling them. And then they started selling CDs exclusively. They stopped selling CDs in a minute, and all the record company, I mean not the record companies, the record stores started closing down. Tower Records, FYE, Virgin Mega Store, and a many of them. Yeah, exactly. He knows what I'm talking about here. So I remember these transitions. I literally saw a cassette turn into CD, turn into mini. What was it called? Mini CD or mini DVD or whatever it was. It was like a smaller version of. They even had mini players for them, and that was the next segue they did after CDs. And then after CDs, you started seeing from Napster. You started seeing the files, and they were ripped files, and people would download them on there. They really didn't have the devices to play mini discs. That's what they were called. Yep. And so they really didn't have the devices now that you have to play them, like a tablet and things like that or whatever. But they had. I love my tablet right here. They didn't have these. You know what I'm saying? So what they did was they would ended up playing them, you know what I'm saying, on the computer, or they end up playing them, on a DJ set. Then it made another segue, and then we saw the reinvention of the DJ himself with this. What was it called? Solarnus, something like that. It was a program on your computer that would now basically do the DJing for you. The only thing you needed was two fake albums. You didn't even need the actual album. So I remember carrying crates with homies. You know what I'm saying? And yo, listen, about 5 crates out there. Go get a last one of them, and us carrying them up some stairs with all the records. I did this for probably like, I don't know, no less than 15, 20 DJs my whole entire life. I know how to DJ too, if you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I've been told about some of the best. You know what I mean? R&P Curdy Cut from Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DJ Supreme. Shout out to DJ Green Lantern. Shout out to, who else can I think of? These are people I've been around. Big Mike from Connecticut. Shout out to him. Shout out to DJ No Question. Shout out to DJ Shiz, RIP Jersey. Shout out to, who else can I think of, man? That just come up. Bobby Breakdown. Shout out to him and out. Shout out to DJ Sniz. There's a couple of them I can name, but I carried records for these things, and they'll tell you the same thing. Sometimes we had to go up 2 flights of stairs to carry records, in the crate. Those were still the days, and I didn't realize it at the time, when people still loved each other, and we were carrying off from a generation of people that were like our mothers and our fathers and our aunties and them, whatever, that they didn't know anything but love. And then all of a sudden, around about 2014 or 15, I remember myself, I was surprised. I said, yo, because I always into emergences of music. It's like something is emerging. And I started hearing this hate music come through. And let me tell you what the hate music I mean. It wasn't necessarily hate music, it was sorrow music. Music like, I'm depressed and I don't know why. Let me pop a Zanny and I'll feel real high. Shit like that started sounding like that. I don't know. I just want to take this trip and die. I don't want to live anymore. I hate my mom. I'm going on. I want to leave. I'm going down. This type of music. And like, it was depressing music about Xannies and lean and all this. We went through a whole era of motherfuckers literally being drug addicts. You know what I'm saying? And nobody gave a fuck. Everybody thought it was cool. Y'all think I'm joking? I'm dead serious. I remember seeing this. And so these whole era of drug addicts who ain't Generation Z, but Generation Z got their influence by these drug addicts and depressed motherfuckers and little niggas that lived with auntie and didn't meet their mom until they were like fucking 14 or 15. And mom was a teenage parent herself, you know what I'm saying? They used to listen to Wu-Tang or whatever. I know it hurts. I know it hurts some of you hoes to hear this, but it's the truth. It's the absolute truth. Some of you bitches know the bitch I'm talking about right now as I'm explaining it. One Soldier Boy. We didn't work with Soldier Boy. I promoted Soldier Boy's projects. One Soldier Boy. A lot of people want to point to Soldier Boy. It wasn't Chief Keef. It was something that came after that when them two people, they couldn't emulate off them no more. They couldn't build off of them no more. So what you had was, I'm trying to teach y'all something because y'all don't understand what I'm saying here. Hi, Kiona. Y'all don't understand what I'm saying here. Music shapes society. Film shapes society. This is why you've always had the arts back to the days of the Greeks and the Grecian periods, the Latins. Every culture within the international community has always had the arts as inspiration for the formation of the society. All right? Every culture there's not been, you can ask anybody, there's never been somewhere where music, culture, arts, or whatever. If you don't believe me, go all the way back, and the first thing that you'll notice is the oldest thing on Earth outside of finding a skeleton. It's the art that the cavemen did. See, in all these caves or whatever, all across the world, the international community, some people used to live in caves or they were buried they're dead in the caves or whatever, and they were right on the cave walls. This is art. What they did was they gave an impression of what they saw physically with their eyes since they didn't have cameras. So this is art. In modern day society, it would be called art. Photography of the arts. So all the way back to the Grecian period, the Latins, and many other different societies and cultures, including with the Black Madonna, which you see these pictures throughout Europe, the Ukraine, and many other countries or whatever is representation. Was very much real. I mean, you can go to even in Italy, they celebrate this. In Ukraine, they celebrate a Black Madonna, and the Black Jesus, or many other places that are specifically, if for the better word of saying, snow ass white. You know what I'm saying? So you skip me with that shit. You know what I mean? I don't like no quasi-intelligent white folks either. Quasi-intelligent white folks are more dangerous than your top affiliated nigga. The damage they could do. Oh, the damage that poor white trash can do. Not white people, poor white trash. The damage that one piece of poor white trash can do on this app or any other app, it will be beyond your comprehension. They think that Black and Spanish niggas are dangerous. No, poor white trash is dangerous. Always been dangerous in this country, whether it be the Weather Underground, whether it be sparking propaganda. They used to do it in the newspapers and on college campuses. Now they spark the propaganda on these websites. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, no. Poor white trash is the most dangerous anti-group of any. Even white folks know this. White folks try to stop poor white trash. White folks have been trying to stop poor white trash for over 600 years, and they just ain't been able to do it. Now, anybody white enough, if I'm lying, let me know. Feel free, let me know. White people have been trying to stop poor white trash longer than they've been trying to stop niggas. Luke Quinn said, yes, sir. You think I'm lying? That's why I said this is the difference. I listen, the bulk of my life I've lived in Connecticut. And Connecticut is 37% Italian, especially out in the area where I was at. One of my homegirls I was just talking to this morning, Sally, she's full-blooded Italian. You understand what I'm saying? And speaks Italian. You know what I mean? That's the difference between the Italians out here and the Italians in New York. Most of the Italians in New York don't speak Italian. And if you do, you got to find them over by Arthur. You got to find them deep into Brooklyn, you know? But the Italians out here, oh, they're very different. They speak Italian. Calabrese. Come stars. Huh? So it's like, it's a different experience or whatever. And most of the people after that is Greek, Jewish, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? This is the silliest shit I ever heard in my life. You came in here to write that. So that's what you have. You have people out in this community that are a little bit different than the Italians in New York. If you're Italian, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. And the Italians in Jersey are totally different than both of the Italians I'm speaking of in Connecticut or New York. So in each one of the tri-states, Jersey, New York, and Connecticut, you got different types of Italians. In all three of them, three different, them Jersey Shore fucking Italians down there, New York and Connecticut Italians do not like that. They make fun of them. Fucking Jersey Shore. Take a walk. Anyway, back to the subject here. White folks have been trying to get rid of poor white trash their whole entire life. Definitely, bitch. Like, Spark Queen, what's going on? Top of the morning to you. Raina White, what's going on? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, guys, make sure y'all hit the Cash App or whatever. I'm gonna say this to y'all, whatever. We're not taking it to buy a new car. We're not taking it to buy new clothes, even though I need some new clothes. But you know what I'm saying? We're not for that. We're using it for travel and moving around. So I've been covering the Diddy case. I've been covering a lot of cases on this channel as before, Jonathan Majors to Trump. I'm the pioneer of doing this shit at the courthouse. Now these niggas want to show up. So a certain particular nigga. We're gonna have to put some things on here as far as I'll take care of that tomorrow. But if y'all want to get real good coverage, I find that it's a waste of time for me to go up in the courtroom as of now. Somebody asked me, how come you don't go up in the courtroom? For one, I can't film up in there. Two, you know what I'm saying? I would only have to give you what I was hearing from a stenographer's point of view. And I think you're only allowed to use paper and pencil in there. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I could be wrong, and you could be able to use and see, I don't even know how that will work because see, the thing is, when we go up into there, you guys don't know the process. When we go up in there, usually they taking everything out that's metal, everything else is metal. That inclusive of your phone, cigarettes, paper, extra batteries. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? If the paper's got metal on it, like it's cellophane paper that's in your cigarettes, it's not made of metal, but it's got traces of metal in it. That's why it always comes up. So when you walk in there, they know if you got a phone or not. You understand what I'm saying? And so I don't know how that would work or whatever. I have to find out or whatever. And I also got to put up something else. I got to talk to my buddy tomorrow. 'Cause I saw a couple people starting to try to show up from out of town or whatever and bring that bullshit they got from their city, and that ain't going on down here. Nah, homie, you get handled fucking around up here. You know what I'm saying? You come through thinking everything all smiles and you cool and everything, like, nah, nigga, you ain't cool. I saw about 2 or 3 motherfuckers try to show up in New York and try to walk around like they run things or whatever. And I'm letting you know real quick, don't get it fucked up. Don't get it fucked up here. And you can go tell your local police agency or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned a couple of you niggas already to keep an eye out for, but it was 2 or 3 that showed up that I just seen recently that you shouldn't have been there. And niggas, stop splurging motherfuckers' information online like you fucking TMZ or some shit like that. All these niggas really in competition. I had to say that because I saw a certain nigga show up at the courtroom and I was like, yo, nigga, why the fuck you here for? What shit you be in or whatever, and why is you talking to one of my mans in them? I ain't like that shit. And don't get me wrong, I got nothing against a nigga, nothing like that, but I know what type of shit come behind a nigga, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, why the fuck this nigga flew in to NY to be there? And he know niggas don't and I seen the nigga out there. That's the whole thing. I seen the nigga out there. And the nigga looked right at me and I looked right at him and I said, he had sunglasses on. So I was like, oh shit, that is son right there. And I seen another bitch out there too, whatever. I didn't know how she was going to act, you know what I'm saying? So I was prepared, you know what I mean? Poke that, but anyway, listen, right? I can't get, you know what I mean? The ooh-wop, that's just obvious. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that, but do some other shit. Shanta Brown, what's going on? Huh? How you doing? Somebody wrote something disgusting. Would you write? White folks like Megan Kelly pursue intellectual white trash. Yo, Duke, I ain't talking about you though. I ain't talking about you though. I ain't talking about you. I know Duke. I ain't talking about you, Duke. Nah, I'm talking about somebody else. You know what I mean? Two, three other motherfuckers. It ain't you. You can do what you want to do. But it's some other people that literally, and I mean literally, anything to follow behind them is some bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Good morning. What's going on, Nicole? How you doing? And I don't like that shit. You're not gonna come down and try to solve some problems with me. I want to announce something else. Next week, Puff's moms and the kids and everything like that should be showing up. And I know some of you vlogging niggas, y'all gonna be out there, whatever. If you think about touching one of them, if you think about trying to do some ambush journalism, there are perimeters already put in effect for that. Now, it's best for you to keep that in mind, because what's going to happen is one or two things. Either you're going to meet that upper room, that upper room by the hired help out there. You understand what I'm saying? If that makes any mention to you. You understand what I'm saying? And I want to make sure that Mark, make sure you tell the family, and I'm gonna tell Miss Combs, Miss Janice, make sure that y'all got some security with y'all. You hear me? Mark, make sure to tell Pop to make sure that Janice and the kids and the mothers got a fucking security team with them. These niggas gonna be out there, and they're gonna be out there. How you doing? They're gonna be out there, and they're gonna be, some of them gonna act funny because some of them ain't from New York, so they don't know the rules here. You understand what I'm saying? And so I'm pretty sure some real niggas, as they see shit go down, they gonna jump on you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the town. You know what I mean? But I want to let any of you niggas know, and listen to me very carefully. You can go tell whoever the fuck you want to go tell, all right? Because ain't a cop in New York City or federal agent gonna say anything different. This go for Cassie as well. Whether you like Cassie, don't like Cassie, or whatever, don't get out there showing your ass. Don't bother them to the extent other than getting your fucking film shit and keep it a fuck moving, dude. You'll get another opportunity, but all that pressure questioning and all that jumping up in their face, nigga, you don't work off. Yeah, we ain't having none of that shit. Do not touch them motherfuckers, because I'm trying to tell you something gonna happen to you. Like, listen, there's a lot of niggas that be joking with you, would be telling you, yo, son, trust me on this one. Something gonna happen to you. You understand what I'm saying? Now, let me put this shit in perspective, whatever. Yeah, all right, I'm glad you got that I wasn't talking about you. You know what I'm saying? All right. He got it. All right, cool. Because some people, they ain't smart enough to pick up on shit. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that, Lewis. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't like niggas like that. Because there be certain niggas be having bad intentions. You understand what I'm saying? And some niggas will come down with the intention or whatever, and they flying in from places and shit like that. If you a nigga that's got over like, I don't know, 50,000 followers, 20,000 followers, you got a responsibility. You know that. You've been in the game here on this YouTube thing for a minute. But if you a nigga that's under 1,000 followers, 2,000 followers, you's a real desperate ass nigga. You feel me? And so these real desperate ass niggas, they'll do anything because they trying to get some followers. Mind you, there's 30 other niggas down there. But what makes you different? They never think that. You know, I've seen niggas down there tap dancing, motherfucking, some other nigga was down there. He had his phone like, yeah, nigga, I'm here. You know, he sounded like Chris Rock, and they spinning, nigga, they spinning. You know, one of them type of niggas. I seen a couple of niggas down there that was just doing some goofy shit. And I was just like, yo, man, get the fuck up out of here. You embarrassing us. Look around you. In the major media, it ain't nothing but three niggas. I know the three niggas and the networks they work at down there, because we didn't cover everything together. I mean, y'all thinking I'm just covering this. I covered Jonathan Major shit in person, sat in the courtroom in front of Jonathan Majors and motherfucking Megan Good, and was next to his security. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jonathan Majors. And niggas was mad about that. Well, how come he gets to sit? I was the only person on the road. It was just me and Jonathan Majors security. And niggas to this day can't figure out why how did that happen? And I came right out of the courtroom and I reported to y'all in front of the bailiffs, in front of his lawyer, everything else. And niggas were mesmerized by this. You know what I'm saying? I was like, how the fuck he get that? Even the people that was from major media got mad at me. How the fuck did he get to sit there? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. So anyway, long story short, what I'm saying is I'm no novice to this shit. I've been doing this shit way before these Johnny come lately niggas been doing this shit. Matter of fact, the reason they want to do it now is because they seen me do it. A lot of them, you know what I'm saying, with the exception of a few that I know based on their previous material that I know for a fact, they've been doing shit like that too. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I told a particular gentleman that's in my chat room right now, I'm not talking to you. Because some of us been out here doing this shit. You know what I mean? I don't respect them niggas that got like 2,000 followers and they're doing, oh, a nigga that got 2,000 followers, that's a dangerous motherfucker right there. And my best suggestion to you is, y'all niggas be out here trying to help niggas. Them niggas that got, no, I don't work for no Rock Nation. Who told you I work for Rock Nation? Nah, homie, I'm a bad boy, nigga. Nigga said Rock Nation. Them niggas be in there. Y'all girls, y'all get together. Y'all just be chatting about anything in your little sewing circles, huh? Hey, girl. This be niggas talking like this. I ain't got no problem with people from the LGBT community. I got friends in the LGBT community. The motherfuckers I don't like is the so-called heterosexual men that be asking these, hey girl, ass questions. Don't you work for Rock Nation, girl? Bad boys even worse, buddy. According to who? A nigga that's what? How many followers you got? You been here for 13 years and you only amassed 1.3K followers. Nigga, ain't nobody listen to you. Don't nobody give a fuck about you. They ain't give a fuck about you in 13 years, you loser motherfucker. Look here. Matter of fact, let's fry your ass real quick. If you been on here for 13 motherfucking years and you only got 1.3K subscribers or whatever, nobody give a fuck about what you think about. You understand what I'm saying? And they proved that to you this past 13 fucking years. See, you don't understand. You the person in the house, you live in a house with about 6 people, right? And out of them 6 people that live in the house, 5 of them don't like you. You the nigga. I told you I don't like my fucking coffee cold and throw a can of green beans at them. Nobody respects you in your house. Matter of fact, ain't nobody ever liked you. You understand what I'm saying? And that 13 years proves that. So you had 13 full years to find friends. 13 years. And you only amassed 1.3K. What the fuck is wrong with you is what you need to be asking. Instead of sitting in my chat room right now, you need to go do 2 things. 1, you need to figure out how you gonna get on your girlfriend's leash. Because I know a nigga like you ain't living by themselves. Niggas like you live off women. You understand? Trust me when I tell you, I know niggas like this. There's a whole bunch of these niggas that be online and they live off their girlfriend. You ask them, they ain't on the lease. They ain't on the lease. Ain't never been on the lease. 13 years with 6 roommates. Nigga out here having it bad. Having it bad. On my chat room talking some shit. Now, trust me when I tell you this. I didn't let no less than 30 of these motherfuckers this month that be on here talking high-end shit. And then when we get into this real shit, nigga, where was the last time you was on a lease? Niggas is because you know why? This nigga got a PlayStation 5 controller in this hand. And in his hand, he typing at me at 7:30 in the morning, if not 5 o'clock in the morning. His wife, he goes to work. He sees her off. You understand what I'm saying? Now, ladies, let me tell y'all something. Right on this Mother's Day, on your upcoming birthday, fuck it, this summer when y'all at the restaurant, beware of that nigga to come behind you after you did something for him and do like this and hug you from behind. This is the most dangerous nigga in America. Trust me when I tell you this. I got 2 sisters. I'm trying to tell you something. Be wary of this nigga to come up and hug you from behind after you did something for him. That's the motherfucker you got to watch for. That's the enemy of the state right there. That nigga is a weapon. What did that nigga say? He said, I'm 60 on YouTube 24/7. And how old are you? You've been on here 13 years. You sound like you older than me, and I'm not 60, nigga. You nigga say I'm 60. I look 60 years old. Because I'm still fucking bitches like 28, 30. Do I look like I'm 60 years old? I'm not 60, homie. I'm not even close to being 60 years old. You got a lot of years before I end up being 60. But one thing I know about you, you a game streamer? That shit ain't too successful, huh? Are you monetized after 13 years? I got questions. Are you monetized at least? Or you just on here talking shit for free for 13 years. This motherfucker. I will let you stay. I feel so empathy for you. I was talking about empathy and shit this morning, but for real, it's Mother's Day. I'm feeling this spirit. I'm gonna let you stay. Usually I block niggas like you, but I want to keep you here because you're gonna be the example. You are my antithesis for conversation today. Nigga been on here 13 years and got 1.3 subscribers, and ain't nobody laughing at your jokes. They laughing at me. Oh my. How the fucking times fly when you got dumb niggas online. Boy sweating bullets in that room. Happy Mother's Day, bro. I ain't sweating bullets in that room, nigga. My eyes, I put some see now, see. I keep my shit right. See, this is argon oil. See what I mean? Now I don't fuck around. You know what I'm saying? Yo soy latino, tú sabes, pero la cubano, la mareno, tú sabes, suétame por las mujeres, tú sabes, las mujeres, la chocha, ay, tú sabes, saludo a la gente latino, tú sabes, la tora, la gritos, tú sabes, pero la dominicano, la colombiano, tú sabes, la Panamá, el Ecuador, tú sabes, toda gente, el negro. 13 years old, you got him. Oh, shit. Oh yeah, I'm the joke king, nigga. I've been doing that shit since I was like 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Because I was always like, I was a bilingual nigga. I'm tall and slim, but I knew how to get it. You know what I'm saying? So niggas try to joke me. We used to have a crew of niggas. It was like we sit there and we just go at it. Yo, your mom's is this. And like many niggas, if y'all was in outside, y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of these niggas be talking, they was ex-nerds. Like if you was outside talk, you know, like you was fuck you, nigga. You say about my mom. You know what I'm saying? If you was one of them types, then you know what I'm talking about. So what's going on, y'all? So I was sitting up in there. I ain't your motherfucking aunt, nigga. Now you trying to look at niggas' teeth. Nigga, there's a video on here of me going to the dentist currently at a state-of-the-art facility. You know what I'm saying? Now, nigga, what you done did in the past 13 years? We can't even see you. How come you ain't got no picture? You must be an ugly motherfucker, huh? Ugly niggas always ain't got no picture. Ugly niggas and ugly bitches always ain't got no picture on their profile and they got a fake name. Ugly niggas and ugly bitches is an epidemic in this country too, and we must not forget it. So you are ugly, unsuccessful nigga that ain't on a lease. That shit is crazy. But yeah, homie, check out my page further, man. Yeah, we be back at the dentist like next week, man. We taking care of things. Up here, the New York City tri-state was hit really hard, and like dentist appointments, all that shit was shut down for like 2.5 years up this motherfucker. If y'all don't know, we had the most amount of people in the country to die within Jersey, New York, especially New York, which I was in when it was going down. I was in New York when the pandemic first started. I was living in New York, you know what I'm saying? And I came back to Connecticut, which is not too far away. But Connecticut, New York, and Jersey, we saw the most deaths of any state in the country. Of any states in the country. Go look it up. You can see for yourself. So everything was shut down up here. That's what's up. Yeah, you gonna see me on Monday too. I see you down there, Pete. I ain't got no problem with him. I appreciate him stopping by. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to say no names, but I appreciate him stopping by. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. And nah, I wasn't talking about you, homie. I was talking about some other motherfuckers I seen. I was like, what you doing that? You only got like 2,000 followers. Why the fuck you now? Oh, yeah, I get it. See, a lot of these motherfuckers showing up, they don't give no fucks about whether or not these girls got assaulted, whether or not Cassie was done wrong and all that shit. A lot of these motherfuckers is trying to show up. They coming down there because they trying to get the footage because they seen me. Listen, go back and just look and you will see what no other, I know the bloggers that was down. I'm talking the vloggers. You know what I'm saying? All right, nigga, that's enough of you. Take your loser ass the fuck up out of here. Anyway, long story short, I knew the vlogs that were down here. Yeah, New York got hit real hard. Yes, sir. We got hit the hardest. Listen, I remember like niggas in the Bronx, y'all know what I'm talking about. How many of y'all remember over at I forgot what the name is that hospital is over there. It's not Montefiore, it's the other one. I forgot what the name of it is, but it's over there on the 4 line. But I remember I trained, this has happened. My train went I don't know, somehow or another, I ended up over there. I don't know how the fuck I ended up over there. I think I was over there visiting somebody or something. Yeah, I do remember. I went over there to see my homegirl Gigi, because Gigi, she hooked me up. I ain't scared to say it. She hooked me up. She was gonna give me like $300 or whatever, because you couldn't work up here, you couldn't do nothing. And so she was gonna give me $300 because she had got some shit from her unemployment. She made a lot of money, so she got dumb money from her unemployment. Plus she had savings and shit like that. So this is my homegirl. She was looking. Appreciate that, Nicole. Yeah, make sure you watch both of us. Um, yes, I ain't got no problem with that, man. See, I don't have a problem with real vloggers. I have a problem with sucker ass vloggers. There's always just sucker ass vloggers that be doing shit. Like even as quick as you sat there and you acknowledged that this man in the chat room, I won't say his name because certain niggas they get in their feelings. They see even niggas talking to you. So you know what I'm saying? I know who he is. He knows who I am, and that's all need to be said. You know what I'm saying? Real nigga shit. But some people that be online and you see them in this category of 2,000 to 5,000 followers, they are some of the most dangerous motherfuckers in the world. I want to go back to that because the pure simple fact, these motherfuckers, they will do anything and say anything. The second tier of dangerous motherfuckers is the motherfuckers you get once they hit 50,000. They revert back to that same motherfucker they was when they had 2,000, 3,000 followers. They go in and now they start being even more vicious. So speaking of that, we talk about somebody because I know this is on your mind. I'm gonna call her about Huggy Pampers because that's the nickname I gave that bitch. I gave her Huggy Pampers, and then the other fat chubby nigga with the glasses who live in his uncle basement, I call that nigga Pork Chop. It's always gonna stay that way. You understand what I'm saying? Always gonna stay that way. You know what I mean? Because I've tried to be cool with these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, Shorty, I was over here and I had a whole campaign for like 4 or 5 days taking up for this bitch, Huggy Pampers. You know what I'm saying? That chick, some of y'all say, was wearing a diaper riding in the car. You follow me? You know what I'm saying? Saying kind of, I, saying kind of, I. You know what I'm saying? So Huggy Pampers, she decided that she wanted to insert herself into some business that ain't her business. And I say to you, and as well as the mayor that's here right now, did you see that bitch down at the courtroom? All that talking for the past 6 years, goddamn it, there. And where the fuck are you? I bet you want to testify. I can hook it up for you. It's not a problem. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you that again. It is not a problem. You want to testify? I will hook it up for you. I swear, it take one phone call for me. One phone call. Matter of fact, we was talking about you last night. You understand what I'm saying? You came up in the conversation. You tough to avoid the conversation. So, like I said, if you want to testify, I'll hook it up for you. Huh? Ain't you got so much? I mean, you've been online for 6 motherfucking years talking about this shit. And you gonna miss your opportunity to testify, bitch? Oh man. I'm starting to raise an eyebrow about that hoe. You ain't loud like you supposed to be. You over here talking shit about me, but in reality, we should be asking questions about you now because you looking real suspect. I want y'all to hear something. This is what a hoe said about me.
Intern mailroom bum freak that thinks it's cool to worship the diddler. Like I'm sorry. I don't understand how that freak Davin Lewis still has a channel at all. Like the last live he did, he sat there and he threatened Cassie. He made it very clear that he knew she was in town and she was watching, threatened her husband.
A lie.
Yeah, all these subliminal threats, and you better watch out because I know.
I never tell anybody to watch out. That's for one.
I long for the day when I get to cook family dinner for this guy.
She said she want to cook family dinner for me. So that was her subliminal. So she trying to tell me she need, bitch, why don't you come do it your motherfucking self? Why you always gotta hide behind niggas? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't like a bitch like that. Gotta always hide behind it. Like, she is very easily to hide behind niggas and serve herself and shit. Bitch, you come do it. You come do it. Talking about, yo, I can't wait till I get me and my peoples. For fucking what, bitch? For fucking what? Bring your ass and come testify. You say you know so much. Yeah, I know too much. Ain't that her mantra? Bitch, come testify. Now, this is what I really said. Talking about. See, these niggas don't understand what I'm talking about, right? These niggas don't understand what I'm talking about. That's why I said you gotta watch the niggas that you talk about. So right now, what I want you to do is, you listen to me right now. I want you to go right now, so y'all know, to your Google. That's the same video. I want you to Google where Cassie is from. Go ahead, go Google it right now. Where is Cassie born and raised at? This was my point. This is the one up I got on everybody. Thank you, Nicole. And if you in the building right now, you already know what I'm talking about. This is the one up I got on everything. That's a town. You understand what I'm saying? I got roots in that town. You know what I'm saying? My daughter is born in that town and died in that town. Shout out to New London. Ain't a nigga ever gonna tell me nothing about New London. Niggas that put in work in New London. You understand what I'm saying? Like now, real work. Now, right there, I'm talking about my experiences. So she took what I was talking about with Cassie being from NL, being from New London, Connecticut, and she hodgepodged it into I was threatening Cassie and her husband. No, I said, fuck that nigga. You understand what I'm saying? I say, fuck that nigga again. You understand what I'm saying? And I hope somebody do something to you because she's a dirty motherfucker. You was hired by Puff and you end up somehow or another fucking his bitch and taking off and having 3 kids by her. I don't give a fuck what world you live in. If it been the mafia, they would have killed you. Had it been the mafia, they would have killed you. Anybody got any disagreement with that? Had it been some niggas in the hood, they would have offed you. Had it been people in the Italian community, they would have offed you or beat you for the worst part. You understand what I'm saying? You would not be happily ever after living off your bitch, which a lot of other niggas don't point to. Serena Williams got a white husband. That nigga's living off her. She makes more money than him. You understand what I'm saying? This nigga, this Alex Fonz nigga, I don't give a fuck how you look at it. This bitch had to come seeking 30 million, really 15 million. But you know what I'm saying? Who wants to argue? Anyway, she had to come. Y'all don't understand the significance of this. She had to come hunting Puff down because the new nigga that she went with didn't make quite enough money because formerly, even if he was in his best of form, nigga, you was nothing but a trainer. You was a trainer that was hired. You was a hired help. And somehow or another, after you earned a motherfucking spot with one of the biggest niggas in hip hop, you decide to start fucking his chick. No, there's no nobility in that. And I don't respect that shit. And any bitch that sit around talking about she respect that shit, bitch, you a piece of shit too. You a piece of shit too. That means you don't represent marriage. You don't represent sanctity. You represent the ill form. Because there's no fucking way you gonna sit up here and judge Diddy, but don't judge this broad about what she did. You understand what I'm saying? And I say that respectfully to Cassie. Bitch, and you know goddamn well, I know who your brother is. I've been on the phone with your brother before. You understand what I'm saying? Tell me I'm lying. So for me and your cousin, so for me, ain't no ups and threatening her. But what I don't like is I'll just sit here. I'm gonna play this for y'all again. I'm gonna play what Shorty said. What I don't like is Shorty took what I was saying, which is like pure content. Like we used to get down out that time. Like niggas will tell you, like my crew, nigga, it was 5 crews niggas was scared of. My crew was definitely, if not number 2, number 3 that they were scared of. You understand what I'm saying? This is a fact. Shout out to Monster Nut, motherfucking Mikey on his crew. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Toon. Like I ain't gonna say too many names, but y'all know what I'm talking about. If you out there, you know I'm telling nothing but the truth. Like niggas was gun busters, all that. Shout out to like niggas know what I'm talking about. So when I'm telling these stories, the people out there now, they know this. You know what I'm saying? They used to stand on Belden with us. They used to stand on West Court with us. They used to stand on Black Hall with us. Niggas used to have the spot over there. I'm talking too much. But you know what I'm saying? Like niggas know what I'm talking about. I'll pump that. So when I sit there and I say, oh, Cassie's from Connecticut. Cassie is from Connecticut. Y'all think Cassie's from New York? Go look it up right now. Cassie's from New London, Connecticut. You understand what I'm saying? She's from New London, Connecticut. She used to live right around the corner. Now, actually, not even around the corner, on the same block. My man, she lived in a house. It was a white house, modest-sized house, and it was right across the street from this church. And I think the church was a synagogue or something like that, if I'm sure. And you keep going down that street, and then you'll run into two corner stores. There's one on the right hand side. Then after that, there's a 7-Eleven across the street. We used to call that shit Little Crenshaw, because niggas would pull up in there, and after the bar, because the bars close out here at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's why I always party in New York. So because they go to 4:30 most of the time. So like niggas used to pull up in the parking lot. Niggas be out there for like an hour, 2 hours, just extra after the club, partying, drinking. You know how niggas do. So, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get you a bra to take to the crib. Or, yo, follow us over here. You know how it go. And so I know this town. This town is part of my life. I showed yesterday. I'll show y'all again. It's still on my ID. Like, word of mother. Hold on one second. It's way over there. But y'all, if y'all go to my, I did it on 2 videos. So if you go to my ID, matter of fact, I'll play the other video again because I pull it out right there. Matter of fact, that's all I got to do. But anyway, long story short, what I'm saying is, I know that town. You understand what I'm saying? And Cassie is from that town. Niggas be thinking Cassie from New York. Cassie is not from New York. Cassie from Connecticut. You understand what I'm saying? And I want to get that through to y'all's head. She's not from New York. I'm not disrespecting her. I'm just saying, you're from New London, Connecticut, Mom. And everybody out there know you. New London is a small town. Trust me. It's a small little shoreline town. Every fucking body know everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of them towns where, like, if you walk through and you don't see the person you know, sometime during that day, you're going to run into that person. You're going to run into them at Super Walmart. You're going to run into them at the mall. You're going to run into them getting gas. You're going to run into that motherfucker. That's why it's not an ideal place to beef with somebody. Because if you beefing with somebody out there, the probability of them catching you somewhere is high. You understand what I'm saying? It's very high. Like, in New York, if I'm beefing with someone there, I do skate over to the borough and just say next to the niggas I stand next to. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in New York and I get into something, 9 times out of 10, within 30 minutes to an hour, nigga can get to me. So it's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let me continue playing this or whatever. Nigga, stop articulating Huggy Pampers. I'm gonna call it that. Stop. I've been a wedding. Let me just say this. With Shorty, you was foul for that shit you put up about me or whatever. And this is like your 3rd or 4th time. Bitch, you don't know me. We ain't never met. We ain't never been cool. The time that we did talk on the fella's show that time, you know what I'm saying? We was arguing or whatever. I was trying to be tranquil with you or whatever. I don't have no interest in fucking with you. I don't talk about you. I don't put your name in my motherfucking headlines. And I know that's what you want me to do, but I'm not doing that. I'm not interested in the Huggy Pamper saga. You understand what I'm saying? I'm really not. Because, like, unlike these other niggas that don't peep it, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me put things in perspective. Her homeboy that she put up a picture with, you know what I'm saying? I'll be sure. Shout out to him. Respect to him. I ain't gonna diss Al. That's one of the kids, you know what I'm saying, father. But at the same time, it got to be said. Al, you went on that program talking about, yeah, they're in that fake ass voice. Where you get that fake ass voice from, nigga? Talk like yourself. You out here trying to talk like you Humphrey Bogart or something. You sound like a wannabe white man. Well, you start sounding like an old white man, nigga. Like the fuck? I heard him talk, well, yeah, and we've had this venture and da. Like, it sound like you went to acting classes or something. Nigga, talk with your real fucking voice. You don't talk like that. It was. What the fuck was that? What you think you in a video? Nigga, get back to doing music if you go do video moves. That was a video move. Let me show you what I'm talking about. When I've been in like probably no less than 12, 13 videos, right? It used to be a time where they have directors and they would tell you to do certain shit with your face and shit like that when they doing the video. So what he did was like a classic 90s move. You know what I'm saying? When somebody, you might say so, I can't tell you. Like you was the girl with the wind or some shit. Nigga, what the fuck is you doing? Ain't no Bronx shit. Well, you from Westchester County now? He said, the way he was doing it, he's trying to make it look mature. Like, well, you know, I can't say. That's how he did it. I was like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? And get your suits fitted, nigga. You wear about a 52 or 53 long. You understand what I'm saying? Stop wearing that off the rack shit. Be like, yeah, this good. Get the shit tailored, nigga, like you used to. What the fuck? You go right there over there to Jesus Christ. They got a good guy over there too. Not at 241st. It's the African dudes. And I think they over there by they might be over there by Southern. They do a real good job. Let me tell you something. Don't, because it's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. That nigga's on TV. I done called him like 4 or 5 times now talking with this fucking articulate Westchester County Portchester voice. And I'm like, that nigga does not talk like that. If you hear this nigga talk, he does not talk like that. Like, trust me, I'm going to start putting some shit up so y'all can hear what his real voice sounds like. That articulated fucking projected ass voice, well, you know, we'll have to say. I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Never start doing that. Listen, when you get around white folks, never start trying to act like you're more articulated than you really are. Because what they're going to do, they're going to start looking back and get past, right? That's this is what people that are not for the suburbs don't understand. First thing they're going to do is they're going to ask you little small questions. Where are you from? A real racist will. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up? Really? What school did you go to? They're going to ask you little questions like that because they're summarizing who you really are versus who you're projecting that you are. You know, and the whole time, most niggas don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, trust me, dog. Stop that fucking articulated fucking voice. It makes you look phony as shit. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things about you I admire as a person. I really do about I'll be sure. But please stop that projected, articulate business voice. That shit. Nigga, you sound like you in a fucking. This is not the motherfucking 90s, I'll be sure. This is not the fucking 90s. Lose the Humphrey Bogart shit. Well, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. I mean, what the fuck personality is this? This nigga is projected. Anyway, let me continue with. Huggy Pampers has been trying to line herself together with this nigga for a long time. And yesterday, this nigga did a interview with Fox. And he was talking in the interview, and he was talking about some good stuff. I give him that. And then he segued into the Puff thing. And I was like, yeah, well, what the fuck are you talking about this on national? But at the same time, I had to remember, this is Fox. Did you enjoy the interview at the very least? Did you enjoy the interview? That's good. So... Anyway, long story short, he didn't realize something. And this is why I came to conclusion with. You said, yeah, you're willing to testify, but there's a question in the fucking trial itself. So technically, you shouldn't be talking to the public based on Judge Shamarinian's what's the name? And I'll point this out even stronger. He just checked Mark Garagos the other day about this stuff. He literally just checked Mark Garagos about the same type of behavior the other day, right? So it's safe to say if you're projected to testify as you said you was or proclaimed that somebody asked you was, I don't want to get it mistaken, I'll be sure. It would seem to me that why the fuck are you talking to the public about a book or you talking about descriptions in the case? That's against the rules, nigga. That's against, like literally, that's against the rules by Judge Samarinian. So if you're an upcoming witness and you're to testify or whatever capacity, whatever, I have a hard time believing that because you just broke the rules. And unlike Mark Garagos, because you stated that you were possibly going to be a witness or possibly going to testify, or whatever the case may be, is actually more of an angle with you, I'll be sure, because of pure simple fact you're going to testify. Mark Garagos never intended to testify. There's no reason to testify. If you don't understand, it's been requested of the jury, it's been requested of even participators in whatever capacity they are to not consume public apps like YouTube and shit like that or whatever. It's been said for that. It's even the guy down here, he says the same thing. So I don't understand how the fuck you're actually testifying in any date. If that's the case, it doesn't make sense to me. Is that? And I see about a couple of people just bowed out, but this is what the nigga said. So how am I wrong? This is what the nigga said on TV. Fox. I tell you, man, these guys are. Some people they are suck. I want to continue on about Huggy Pampers here in a minute. And once again, happy Mother's Day to all you ladies out there. And that questions. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't think a lot of these questions are being answered. Give me a second. I say this again. How the fuck are you testifying, but you on national news talking about the case? That doesn't make sense to me. So enough about I'll be sure. I wish him the best, whatever he does in his endeavors or whatever. I'm not here to crucify I'll be sure. Fuck, for all I know, he could be he's saying the truth. But the one thing I didn't like that you did was you went over there with them folks just because you had the opportunity, right? And you went over there with them and you said, "Do you think that Pump has something to do with Kim Porter's murder?" You said on national TV, "Yes." I don't want to go into the details. You know, you went to your Humphrey Bogart thing, and I don't want to take that from you. That was your kid's mother. I would never do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that pain, but on a different end. I lost my kid. So I say to you, man, stop trying to be a super playboy philanthropist, Iron Man, and go sit your ass the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? Go sit the fuck down somewhere. Throw out another fucking album, why don't you? And more importantly, stop hanging around with that chick. She ain't gonna testify on nothing. And I don't know why you keep letting this bitch take it. You don't see she using you. She keep taking pictures with you and shit, posting them up. That picture that she posted up, I can swear to God that picture is from months ago. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I need that who I need? I need a couple of vloggers to verify that because I know all y'all niggas don't get along. I'm not a T vlogger, so it don't matter to me. But I know some of y'all T vloggers don't get along or whatever. That's why I really don't like consider myself a T channel. I just talk about what I'm talking about. You know, put perspective. We have conversation. But there's a couple of vloggers that remember. I'm pretty sure that picture that she put up recently with her and Al B. Sure. And I said, ain't that picture from like months ago and shit? Like even her hair is different. If y'all ain't peeped that, her hair is different in that picture. So when she followed it up, she said, "Oh, I made dinner for my friend." I said, "When? Months ago? Months ago? Because that nigga in New York. You ain't in New York. Like that nigga's here right now. Fox, when he did the interview, was here in New York. So I'm trying to figure out how the fuck you made him dinner. You were like, ain't you in Louisiana or some shit like that? How the fuck you made him dinner in Louisiana if this nigga's in New York? She did the video yesterday. So the nigga put up the fucking shit yesterday. Yo, that shit crazy to me. I was like, yo, y'all ain't following this shit. Y'all ain't paying attention. Let me say it again. In the picture, her hair is different than it is currently. Nobody pays attention to that. I'll say it again. In the picture she put up, you understand what I'm saying with Al B. Shore, her hair is different than it currently is right now. Am I incorrect? Okay. So on top of that, you understand what I'm saying? We follow it to this fashion right here where I see this picture has been posted up before months ago. And at that time, she was talking about Al B. Shore. So I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, ain't that the same fucking picture she put up months ago, putting up now, and she just adding a story to it? Oh, I cooked dinner for my friend tonight. That's what you said. You said, I cooked dinner for my friend tonight. I ain't cooked that. I cooked dinner months ago, whatever. See, bitch, you try to pay attention when I'm talking about. I'm paying attention to what you talking about. Sound like you ran one on niggas. Because you said, yo, I cooked dinner for. I said, well, how the fuck she cooked dinner for when the nigga was just here in New York and you in Louisiana? That shit don't make sense. And if you're not paying attention, the bitch will get one over on you. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. These North Philly bitches, they slick. You got to pay attention to them. I had to deep down into the anatomy and the circumference and the motherfucking availability of execution by a North Philly hoe to be really, really put in a motherfucking turn in perspective for how things are actually going on out here. You understand what I'm saying? I said, yo, bitch, this is a picture from months ago. Why you presenting it to people like it's brand new? Like the way she presented it, it was like, yo, Al B. Shore just came over the crib last night. We was chilling, rocking out or whatever, whatever. When in fact, that picture is from months ago. That picture is from, I swear to God, to that picture she put up the other day and projected it like it was a new picture and it was a new scenario and she had cooked dinner for. I want y'all to keep in mind, this bitch is in Louisiana, Texas, one of the two. Either way it goes, she's not in New York. So that nigga had to come to New York to do that interview or whatever, which he could have done the day before and then they decided to air it the next day. Let's say that at the very least. That nigga's not flying right back to motherfucking where the fuck you are. He's going to Mount Vernon. He's going to the Bronx. I know what the nigga is doing. He's moving around and say he's going to take advantage while he in the city. So I'm thinking to myself, I said, why would she do that? To manipulate folks. I ain't worried the numbers going down. Don't worry, they be back. They be back. That's a combination of people flagging me and a combination of motherfuckers not want to hear reality. You can't. So these people that are on YouTube, they only looking for arguing and shit. Like I'll give you an example. if you a chick and you get on here early in the morning and you arguing with somebody, like I watched the chick last night, she did a 3.5 hour show, and the only thing she was doing was playing back when she was arguing with some other woman, and then she had three other women in there complaining why they had a problem with the same woman. So the whole show consisted of this four bitches arguing about nothing. You know what I'm saying? This is entertainment to them. So no, I don't feel no type of way when I get a nigga that don't want to hit the like button to double tap the screen and nothing like that. Don't want to donate or nothing like that. I just have to realize I'm in a crucial period where I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna sit up here and front and false. If Pup did something wrong, it's fuck him too. You know what I'm saying? Like if that make you feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? If he did do something to an extreme, I'm not talking about they hit him on some light shit. Like they hit Jonathan Majors with some light shit. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? If they hit him with some light shit, I'm not going on him. But if I hear he did like some strong, like this nigga had 13 bitches in the basement for 7 months or some shit, you know what I'm saying? And was feeding them cheesecake and fucking Ciroc. You know what I'm saying? I know it's not true, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Then yeah, I'm gonna be like, yo, fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? I can't rock with that. I can't support that. But right now, it's out to a judge to adjudicate what happens with the law. And I also want to put in factor not only him, but I want to put in factor the people that see. The reason they had jury selection and the way it's been going so far is because a lot of these jurors that are in the jury pool, a lot of them have been found out to be not as trustworthy or not admitting to certain things that they have been involved in. Like there was one person that got admitted from jury because they actually had a lawsuit going on from the city. There were several people that did not speak English. There were as well as they should. There was people that were attached to HBO. There was somebody that was attached to Albie Shore, literally Albie Shore's marketing campaign in some capacity or another metric. There was people that were involved that were part of another network too. I'm not sure which one it was I had association with. There was people that were government employees. There was one man that had a wife that was a probation officer. There was dozens of people who had encountered some type of sexual assault in some frame or way or another. And this is put between pools of like 45 to 50 to 100 people. Like they're doing it in droves with group. And I said this when I was down there, I was reporting on it with group, like, I don't know how to explain it, group questionnaires. So they're being asked in a group. You understand what I'm saying? And then individually, they're deduced down to have a number they see fit. And then that number is deduced down to another set of numbers. And that number is deduced down to the final 12 that you will see, receive, and get. So in the process of the tiers, let's say they entering in on the third tier, in my personal opinion. Anyway, they removed, there was a lot of people, and the reason they paused it on Thursday, and I told y'all then, is because they needed to start going more in depth on who some of these jurors were and who they could automatically admit and not waste the time of that 5 seconds doing that 5 minutes, in which Judge Samaranian is saying is taking between each one of these people about 5 minutes to interview them. And so it doesn't sound like a lot to at first, but if you got dozens of people, 5 minutes is like 5 lifetimes. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, that's what's stagnating the case right now is a lot of the jurors. The prosecution and I guess many members of the board didn't look into depth as much as they should have about who these individuals were. I mean, it's a mess of these motherfuckers, you know what I mean? And I think it's a few that they picked, but they got to pick alternates and all that stuff or whatever. So it should be over by tomorrow, or maybe not. What's the day? Sunday? Yeah, it should be over by tomorrow. I mean, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so let me write my Cash App up here too, because I know none of y'all know me. Guys, can you make sure, give me 1 second here. I'm just gonna do something real quick. All right, I'm back. I have to do that sometimes. Guys, make sure y'all support the channel and all that stuff or whatever. I'm just gonna put this up here like this. And then hopefully you guys will see it and support it. We use this for travel calls, eating, things like that. I'm not trying to buy a new car or whatever, but it costs me to go into the city. It costs me to eat. It's about $15 minimum to get something to eat in the area that I'm at. So make sure y'all support the Cash App. If y'all come in here, y'all know me, write my Cash App in the thing and I'll pin it or whatever. But I'm always gonna promote me. I actually do work. I've been doing work like this. And some reason or another, it's either regarded to or whatever, or somebody's out there trying to tell people, don't support him, don't do this. And that's been the campaign. And now that I found out that Huggy Pampers has been head of that campaign based on something she put up about me, I find that very discouraging because I'm not the type of nigga that I'm just not the type of fucker that goes around and detours people. You know what I'm saying? Like You've never heard me jump up on here. I haven't talked about this woman in months. Let me get that out of the way. So she just talked about me 2 times out of the blue. You understand? Prior to me not talking about her in a negative fashion, I was defending Huggy Pampers because this girl up here in Canada, don't you know, she was going at her. She was doing like 3-4 joints a day. Boom, 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 boom. Hold that, hold that, hold that, hold that, hold that. You know what I mean? And she's still kind of quasi still going and doing 3 or 4 shows a day. But I never disrespected the bitch. I was taking up for the bitch. I was like, yo, shorty up in Canada, yo, you gotta be easy. You don't know her. Da, 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 da. And the bitch paid me back by dissing me. I said, yo, this is the coldest bitch in the city. That's what's up. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell y'all, I don't put too much emphasis in like, you know what I mean? Like I used to be a point in my life, I'd be like, yo, we gotta defend the women and shit. Nowadays, I don't do that because these bitches, they'll sit there and they'll cross you quick, nigga. They'll cross you quick. You be thinking you capped the saver hole. Next thing you know, you getting hit upside the head with a bottle. That's what that was equivalent to. I went to go help the bitch. The bitch hit me over the head with a bottle. What am I to do? You know what I'm saying? What am I to do? But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. You know, people be like that. You know what I'm saying? But it speaks more to her character than it do to mine. Because what you just demonstrated to the world is somebody cannot do absolutely nothing to you. And even if they trying to take up for your goofy ass, you'll still cut them dry. So what you did was you don't even realize you confirmed what niggas said about you this whole time. Silly motherfucker. You just confirmed what everybody say about you. You know what I'm saying? And that's by example. So if you wonder what the bitch said about me, I'm gonna play it back. She tried to tell the crowd he threatened Cassie. She doesn't like men of color. So she has no problem. She has way more respect for white men than she has for men of color. Let me tell you why. She could have just left it as, you know, I could have ate the fact because I could disprove it quickly. You know what I'm saying? But I would have stuck with the fact that she said, "Oh, he threatened Cassie." No, she said, "No, and he threatened Cassie's white husband too." I was like, this bitch is wild. And that's not the first time I seen her tap dancing and cooning. She was over there tap dancing and cooning with Pierce Morgan. Oh, Pierce, yes, it's so memorable. And so the bitch got like 3 different personalities and shit. So I can't keep up with them. You know what I mean? Like today she's, you know, today she's Elga. Tomorrow she's Mammy. Today after that she's a Southern Belle. The next day she's a Philly bitch. The next day after that she's a Delaware quasi fucking Jerry. I can't keep the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And I shouldn't have to keep up with all them fucking personalities. This bitch is not my wife. I'm not fucking this bitch. I don't know this bitch. I don't want to fuck this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all see the type of bitches I be with. They don't look like this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that fair? All right. So, you know what I mean? With all that being said, the bitch just picked me out of the air, just plucked me out of the air and said, yo, I'm going to talk. I'm dead serious, Kanisha. Like, I'm not fucking this bitch. I don't want to fuck this bitch. I don't know who this bitch is like that. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing I've done is been complimentary to her. Like, let me give you another example. Niggas was talking about her record deal and how she got fucked out of a record deal. And I said, nah, that ain't true. So I went up to Universal Records because I know people up there. I went up to Universal. I was going up there seeing one of my homies anyway. So I went up there, and as I was going out, he was sitting there waiting for me as I did the live. If y'all listen, he'll be like, yo, we got to go. You'll hear him say that. Hey, Kanisha, you'll hear him say that. Yo, we got to go. That's my man that work at Universal. He's like, yo, because we was going to a little joint down in Brooklyn, but nobody donated, so I didn't film it. I told y'all that the next day. So anyway, y'all would have been surprised who was there, like for real. Y'all need to fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, this week I'm gonna have somebody real famous on this camera too. So you need to fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell y'all. Well, anyway, long story short, hold on, I wanna pick that up the right place it is. Shorty has this thing with her where she'll just insert herself into stories. And you got to be very careful of people that do shit like that. Like, for example, there was no reason for this bitch to mention me. None. There's dozens of people talking about Cassie, if not hundreds. And they're talking about it way worse than I said what I said. And I actually got firsthand knowledge of this bitch. Like, when the fuck have you ever been around Cassie? Go ask her that. Ask her, yo, Shorty, Huggy Pampers. When have you ever been around Cassie? I bet you that bitch can't answer that shit. I bet you that bitch can't answer that shit. I can answer that. I can tell you specific moments when we were around it too. So, and I'm talking about in a working capacity, not hanging out, not being cool. I can tell you in a working capacity how many times I talked to a brother on the phone. I can tell you in a working capacity how many times I talked to, you know what I'm saying? So it's like her cousin used to hang out with my homeboy Frank Lowe. Shout out to Frank Lowe. Frank Lowe was an artist. Well, he was a cultivator in art. He had art studio, whatever. He's also a skateboarder and a DJ. Everybody know Frank Lowe. Shout out to Frank. You know what I'm saying? So, little light skinned nigga from Brooklyn, Cape Verdean or Portuguese somehow. That's my man with straight hair. You know what I'm saying? That's my man's right there. Frank is one of the him and Denny Rivera. Shout out to Denny Rivera, who's now in Brooklyn. That's some of the cultivators and some of the real analysts of what it is to be in the art scene. You know what I'm saying? And her cousin, he used to be in that same scene, wear glasses, got a little curly hair. I know what the nigga is. You know what I'm saying? Nigga used to party with us at what's the name shit? At Frank shit. Frank used to have a real official art gallery. So shout out to him. And I was sad to see it go. I really was. He put a lot of money and energy into that. So shout out to my nigga Frank Lowe, man. But nah, that you inserting yourself in the stories when it seemed fit. You heard she heard Cassie was back in town from me. She ain't know Cassie was in New York. Look, if you go look, you'll see she did not have one podcast, one mention, not even on her Instagram. I went to go look, or her what's name. So she found out Cassie was in town based off me and what I said. And if you look at the timestamp, you could tell it. Like, okay, the bitch started talking about this shit an hour after. And for any woman that's here to get mad at the word when I say bitch, I went on this chick's podcast last night, and no lie, every 3 to 4 minutes, this chick would say bitch, 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 bitch. And now one woman in that chat room said, okay, honey, can you slow down your voice? You cannot steer me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not your husband. Bitches be out here acting like we YouTube couples and you supposed to come in and check me on some shit. Bitch, I'm not fucking you. The bitch I'm fucking don't even talk to me like that. You know what she said? Cámate papi, on door. You know what I'm saying? Like, the bitch I'm fucking don't even talk to me like that. So a bitch that don't even live near me definitely ain't gonna talk to me like that. Or especially enough, I'm not even interested in hitting that. You know what I'm saying? Not in the slightest bit. I look at you as you're standing up, and I can imagine if you're like that. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. When you look at a girl, let me tell y'all, put y'all on the soap, fellas. When you're looking at a woman and you trying to figure out whether or not you want to hit it or whatever, look at her standing up and then picture her laying on her back with her legs up like that, and imagine what you'll see. And that's what you go get, and that's what you got to rock with. It never fails. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's not a bad spread. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes sometimes that big spread does just look like a big. Especially when you just seen a bitch go through like a dozen dicks on camera. I can't believe I said that. I'm sorry. But literally, we just see this bitch go through like a dozen dicks on camera. Can we all agree with that? She went through a dozen of dicks. Talking about, I can't understand how he's still on YouTube. Trying to talk like she AT2 and shit. AT2 say shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said this bitch is like Frankenstein. Let me play what this bitch said about me again so y'all understand.
Intern mailroom bum freak that thinks it's cool to worship the diddler. Like I'm sorry. I don't understand.
Now, you got to watch how she put her words. You know what she said? Worship the diddler. This is her interpretation of things. This is what I say. She forces her interpretation of things onto other people for the benefit of her crowd. This is how she manipulates them. So you notice she said, the worships the diddler. Bitch, I worked at the company for 17 motherfucking years. Why the fuck wouldn't I be down there, you goofy ass bitch? Now, the problem is you ain't got no loyalty to motherfuckers. That's the problem. That's why you hop here, hop there, insert me here. You ain't had nothing to do with it. You ain't even know Cassie was in New York. I'm the one that did that story. And you piggybacked off that story and try to make it so you could assert yourself. Cassie, stay the fuck away from this bitch. You understand what I'm saying? And I'll be sure too, because that's her friend. Stay the fuck away from these two motherfuckers. They ain't got shit to do with shit. These motherfuckers are using this case to try to benefit themselves, and it's obvious. Both of y'all. This nigga on there talking about books and shit with Fox News, then talking about he testifying, but getting still at the same time. The judge will put out an order that you're not even supposed to be talking to the media. So how the fuck are you testifying? You talking to the media? You know what I'm saying? Then this one up here, she been talking about Puff for the past 6 motherfucking years, and nobody asking this bitch one question. Yo, you going to testify? Here's your moment, bitch. You see what I'm saying? So it's too much fake shit in the air for me. So, bitch, if you gonna come with some fake shit, come with some right fake shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't come with this crusty ass fucking North Philly shit. Like you sitting on the corner. It ain't even no rep. It ain't even no like respectful North Philly shit either. It's like some corner store, row house, low budget, living on the motherfucking East type, low budget North Philly shit. Low budget bitches do moves like that. Try to attach themselves into shit. That's like you see a bitch fighting. You really don't know the bitch that well. You better not touch Kiki. Bitch, what the fuck you got to do with it? You don't even know Kiki like that. See what I'm saying? I don't like sucker shit, man. Be real about your shit, bro. If you really got a problem with me and I said something about you, I could see. I ain't say nothing about you. And matter of factly, no matter how you try to spin it, bitch, you're wrong. You understand what I'm saying? And it's about time you start admitting you're wrong. Bitch, I sat up there and I was defending you and that girl from Canada both. And everybody that's long-term subscribers of me, one of them said it the other day, Javon, he was like, yo, you was defending her though. I said, yeah, I know. I was defending the bitch because the girl from up in Canada, this bitch was doing a spin of 3 shows to 4 shows a day. I ain't mean to call her a bitch, but she was doing 3 to 4 shows a day talking about Huggy Pampers. This little chick up in Canada that wear mouse ears sometimes. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. So she was like going off on her. And so I was like, yo, all right, shorty, you did enough. Like 1 or 2 shows, that's cool. This bitch was doing a whole syndication of this bit. I was like, hold on, let me stop over here. You know what I'm saying? So I started doing videos to kind of like counter that. And I was like, nah, that ain't true. You know, this is that because I was kind of like thinking it was extreme. Now that I look back at it, I told the chick, her name is Maggie the Black Owl, some shit like that. Y'all go check it out if y'all want to. I told her, I said, yo, I'm gonna stop fucking with you because it appears simple fact somebody just demonstrated something to me. You know what I'm saying? That was the first time she went. And she said, and I don't know if she came and saw the shit that I was doing or not. If she didn't, I don't know. That she kind of slow or some shit. I don't know what it is. But at the time, I was like, I said the same thing. Then I was like, yo, bitch, why are you over here? I'm taking up for you. So I don't know if this bitch is kind of like retarded, kind of slow. I think she kind of slow. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a couple of things that make me point to that. Because I notice how like slow people sometimes, and I'm talking about like mentally slow. Slow people that are mentally slow, they do certain things that just don't make sense. Like if a nigga is taking up for you, I don't care if I previously like I'm not somebody that keeps a grudge with niggas unless it's needed. So like certain people I'll keep a grudge with, like we can't walk it back. Me and this bitch have never been to the point. There's other bloggers that I have. Let me put it this way. She was more in the space where I could walk some shit back with her than it was with me and Pork Chop. Pork Chop then said some shit that I just can't walk back with him, like all that SMD shit or whatever, whatever. Like that nigga would have been up out of here if he was in the Bronx and said that shit to me. Like I ain't even gonna hold you. But like the shit she be saying, I'll be like, yo, son, why the fuck did you even say some shit like that? Like, shorty, I literally ain't say nothing to you. And I was defending you. Like up this way and in Philly, they look at that as like a turncoat bitch. Like niggas would have handled her in the hood for that shit. Like for real. She know that. So that's why she go to these little country areas where they don't know the rules and shit we abide by up here. You understand what I'm saying? Especially niggas her age. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you in your 40s, early 50s, shit like that, it's certain rules that you come from that, like, in my opinion, you abide by because you know them. That ain't some of the rules. You just don't go out and make something up on a nigga and then be like, yo, I'm gonna ride with this or whatever. Niggas are off you for that shit, bitch. You know that in Philly. Not me. I'm talking about in Philly. You would be in somebody's trunk if they knew you did some shit like that. You make up a story about someone. Tell me I'm lying. Just tell me I'm lying. I'll shut the fuck up. Oh, all right. So let's keep it in perspective here. You can't go around lying on people because you want to attach yourself. She used me as a segue to attach herself to Cassie. Cassie, he's a terrible person and da 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 da. Mind you, bitch, you ain't been around Puff since the Uptown Record days. Am I lying? Listen, nobody ever asked her this. Since you want to tell your whole audience the 2 times in a row about me and shit, let's talk about you because you don't know me. And I disproved just like Nicole said yesterday about shit you were saying, but let me put in perspective for you. She did another video probably like a week and a half ago. What's going on, Courtney? She did another video unprompted, unprovoked. I didn't say nothing about her that was negative. She just out of the blue did a video because I was going at Maggie the Black Owl at the time in favor of her. I was taking up for her. So this is why I started thinking. I said, well, maybe her Maggie and this chick is working together. That's what I started thinking. Because I said, well, why the fuck would you come in here and diss me for taking up for you because she dissing you on a 3 cycle, 4 cycle of video a day fucking format right now. Like this chick was literally doing 3 joints a day. You listen, we Caribbean people, you not gonna outwork us. You know what I'm saying? You not. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm half Caribbean, but you're not gonna outwork me. You're not gonna out hustle me. You're not gonna outmove me. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I'm ahead of you 3 steps every time. So I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, this time when she do the video, the first time she go me and she say, "Oh yeah," and he stopped working at Bad Boy in 2005, and and and, and it's like this bitch was like dictating like she knew me and she was there. Mind you, this bitch ain't been around Puff since the Uptown Records day. You understand what I'm saying? And that's when Andre Harrell fired Puff. Like we gonna keep it real. We gonna keep it real. That's when Andre Harrell fired Puff, and then Puff went to go start Bad Boy, and then later on hired Andre Harrell. Well, I was in 1540 Broadway. You wasn't there. I might not have been on Third Avenue with the peoples, but I know for a fact some niggas that were, and you wasn't around then. So I'm trying to figure out how did you get so much comfortability outside, comfortable and know so much about Puff outside the time it was with Uptown Records. And later on, you went to go get signed by MCA, and motherfucking what's the name? Uptown Records ended up being snatched up by Geffen Records. After Geffen Records signed them up, not even a year later, they got acquisition. That's the word I was looking for last night, and I had a brain for. They got acquisition by Universal Music Group. When I've taken y'all up to the Universal building, which I've done now like 4 or 5 times, because niggas be like, "Oh, he don't know, no, nigga, are you out of your fucking mind?" I spent 17 years in the music business. There's people I know that I can make it so you don't have nobody ever hears you. Not in the capacity you want to be heard. You know what I'm saying? If I want to be a funny nigga, you know what I'm saying? But I don't use it for that. But my point is, I know some big people in the music industry, and they know me. Some acknowledge me, some don't acknowledge me. But I don't know this artist. I know people that sign checks. I know people that really are the power brokers as far as you getting concerts, as far as you getting distribution, as far as you getting deal and how much your deal will be worth. You understand what I'm saying? And I've known these people 10, 15 years, some of these people. You know what I'm saying? I've never utilized my shit to manipulate people or get over on people. This is just from interaction with people, start my own conversations and shit like that. Even some of the people that work with me worked with me be surprised at the people that I know. They be like, "How the fuck you know them?" I'll be like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." You know what I'm saying? Because I have a real gift of gab of talking to people. I always have all my whole entire life, and so and it's always been highlighted in my personality. This chick, on the other hand, she has the same gift, but she uses it for unnecessary shit. Like, bitch, you've been doing this shit for 6 years, gossiping, talking. You've been at Hit the Heights of Pierce Morgan. You've been sued. Anything to get mentioned, being mentioned don't make you famous. See, a lot of these motherfuckers that are online, they think if they get mentioned by, because they ain't never had no superstardom or been this superstardom. So basically, they think in a skewed form of being exposed to the public and shit like that. So what they do is, let me give you an example. I saw 3 or 4 niggas get sued, and they happy because they got sued by. They think that who they got sued by is going to translate into them getting some flow and some, you know what I'm saying? What they quickly find out is it doesn't. Like if you need an example, shout out to him and everything. But who the fuck talk about Courtney Burgess anymore? He had the scoop, right? Who the fuck talk about Maisha or whatever the fuck that bitch name is anymore? She had the scoop, right? You understand what I'm saying? So, like, if you go call out some shit, bitch, call that out. Cause I ain't on nobody's platform sitting up here lying on niggas. And I don't go to panels sitting up here lying on this chick talking about, yeah, I know her, I know what she did. Da, 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 da. Nah, bitch, if you see, you got more examples of me taking up for your funky ass on my channel than it don't. And I'm tired of being disrespected for it too, bitch. That's why I'm calling you a bitch. Cause you gotta be a bitch 2 times to place yourself in a motherfucking circle of some shit for no reason whatsoever. And then on top of that, tell niggas don't donate to me. I'm a con and all. Bitch, there's videos on my page. One of the things I've always done on my page, listen, right? One of the things I've always done on my page was, and anybody, especially my older subscribers, they know this for a fact. I have always, when y'all donate to me, I show you where your money is going to. You understand? I don't just pocket your money and say, okay, I'm out. You understand what I'm saying? No, 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 no. If I buy a piece of equipment, I show you where your money went to. If I go and I say I'm taking the money to go, travel, whatever, boom, that's where we're going. There's no hold up. Within that 2 or 3 hours of me telling you what I'm telling you, boom, we're there. And there's always been a history on my channel. So there's no flaking or nothing on my channel. Now, if we talk about Shorty will get another certain amount of donations. Won't show you where the donations are going to. In the next video she do, she eating dinner. You understand what I'm saying? There's some high-end restaurant that costs like $50, $60 to eat at or whatever, whatever. Meanwhile, niggas is out here talking about you the one that ain't got an address. I've been in the same place 5 years now. Every time I see this chick, she living somewhere else or living with somebody else, talking about somebody homeless, talking about somebody fucked up, talking about somebody. No, bitch, you the bum, evidently. Get yourself stabilized and get into a crib. Call somebody a bum. Much shit you done been through. It's always these bitches ain't got shit going on calling somebody out their name. Tell me I'm a bum. Bitch, my place is bigger than you. I got a beautiful fucking backyard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got, for the most part, I got good neighbors. You know what I'm saying? I flicker with a couple of them every now and then. But you know what I'm saying? For the most part, if their partner's on fire or something like that, I'm gonna be the first motherfucker in there to help them. You know what I mean? So I don't get what you're saying. I got a good address. I don't live in a shitty state or a shitty part of the state. But you, on the other hand, man, for the past 5, almost 6 years, we didn't see you bounce from place to place to place to place to place to place. See, I was gonna hold back the first time you did a video. I held back, and I said I ain't gonna. Even in this one, I ain't gonna go hard in on you. I'm just letting you know, yo, bitch, if you got something to say, go testify. If you got something against me, then let it be known. But stop all this shit talking about you gonna get you and your crew to do this and trying to start all these problems or whatever on that North Philly bitch shit. That's what North Philly bitches do. Yo, them niggas up the street disrespecting me, y'all. We gotta go do something like this 94. You ain't no cute little 20-year-old bitch no more. You's a fat old auntie looking bitch now. And somebody need to tell you that shit. You lost yourself. I don't know what happened to you in the past 2, 3 years. Your big ass used to go and walk. She used to, let me tell y'all something. Her big ass used to go walk. Her big ass used to do mountain climbing, all kinds of shit. She used to do this. I'm dead serious. Jaguar was in way better shape. And somewhere, I think between the stress and all that shit or whatever, in the past 2 or 3 years, this bitch looked like a fucking walrus now. And I'm like I saw her when she was getting a little. I saw her when she was getting her little Q tag, and she still ain't figured that out yet. It's hilarious. Anyway, long story, never mind. Anyway, long story short, right? I saw how big she was compared to the other women. I was like, how the fuck she get that swole? She was never that swole. You talking about cooking for somebody, bitch? You need to stop cooking. You starting to turn into a big auntie. Talking about somebody want to hit that. Don't nobody want to hit that shit. Oh, no nigga that can get pussy want to hit that. I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever sexual appeal you had, you lost it. So go get on a diet, lose a couple pounds. You know what I'm saying? But stop being out here acting like you the judgmental stick of everything and you the wedge of everything or whatever, because you're not in any capacity. And if I wanted to join in on a bandwagon, I could go to probably 30 different fucking podcasts right now. When you was over there, when the Stone nigga was over there talking about that was a perfect opportunity for me to jump in because you had said something about me in between there. I could have went over there, joined this panel, whatever. What I'm saying is I don't involve myself with sucker shit, but I don't like niggas coming to me with sucker shit. Bitch, I ain't say nothing wrong about you. I ain't disrespect you. In fact, I was taking up for you. Bitch, I ain't motherfucker. I took up for you and your homegirl at the same time when that Shane nigga that was over there from Captain Kangaroo Atwood's channel was that y'all. I did a whole video about that. You know what I'm saying? I put it on private because the Maji chick at the time, she said, no, I don't think he was being racist. I said, well, fuck that. Put that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Put that fire out. And I went on about my business. Point is, I did a whole live about that. You understand what I'm saying? Because I was taking up because I was like, at the end of the day, well, I don't know. I got a different mentality. So, and I guess this is where the Latino shit come in because in my mentality, it's like, okay, you ain't do nothing that bad, even though you said a whole bunch of bullshit. You ain't do nothing that bad where I can't walk back with you and be like, okay, well, irregardless of the fact, is she in danger? She in danger. That's how I look at it. And I have to stop doing that because I noticed that a lot of Black American women, they don't appreciate that. But at the same time, they'll turn around and say, there's nobody here to protect me. All right, bitch, you know what? You on your own. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. That's my mentality now. So, I hate to say it like that, but we have to be like that because chicks like her make it like that. You understand what I'm saying? So for all the good women out there, I'm sorry. I'll try to distinguish you if I can and be in the moment. But honestly and truthfully, like this, a Black woman, American woman like her is what cultivates mentalities like mine. Like I never felt that way about Black American women until the past 2 years. And I seen the effort that they put out to disrespect their own men, but want you to hold them and admonish them in high regard because it makes them feel like they're in a space. No, bitch, I'm not holding you. You're a fuck nigga bitch. I'm gonna call you a fuck nigga bitch. Simple as that. Telling them my channel is disgusting. Unless I regulate it, y'all see 95% of the time, y'all will see somebody in here that writes some goofy ass comment or whatever about whatever, right? And they will write the comment in the place of malice. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to insult me. I've had people come in here and threaten me. Some of them people are hired with fake profiles. And what can I do? Say, oh no, please, I'm gonna handle it the way I'm gonna handle it. Like, nigga, you just came in here and told me I can't. You've heard people come in my chat room tomorrow. I can't wait till I see you in the street. That bitch, she's tried to subliminally, like, this was a funny thing. She was trying to correct me for being subliminal, telling me I was being subliminal when I was talking directly. You understand what I'm saying? She couldn't catch the correlation between when the stories cross. So she took it as one thing. This is the horrible thing. She has horrible perception. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I said a lot of times when she perceives things, you got to watch people when they talking because sometimes they can perceive things totally different than what they are, even how you are. You understand what I'm saying? This comes with mental illness most of the time in anybody, man or woman. But she took what I said. I'm gonna play it again in a minute. She took what I said and she said, okay, there's space here. I'm gonna tell you how the bitch think. See, a person that's manipulative like she is, because y'all don't know Philly people, y'all don't know people in the Northeast, a lot of y'all. What they do is she'll think ahead. You know what I'm saying? The shiesty one. She'll think ahead. So this is what she'll do. Oh, he talking about Cassie? Let me see how I can fit myself into this shit right here. Okay, I got it. This is what I'll do. I'll say something about the Davin Lewis nigga. Even though he ain't said nothing about me, I'm gonna say something about that nigga because I heard the video he just made. And I was wondering how I could fit myself into the Cassie shit. And I ain't seen what Cassie been at. Oh, but Davin Lewis got a video up. Oh, I got it. I won't respond to TMZ's video. I won't respond to that white podcaster's video. I'm gonna respond to Davin Lewis because he connected to them bad boy niggas. And this way, he'll get upset and he'll talk about me. Yeah, but you ain't figure out I was gonna talk about you this way, huh? I've asked now 4 times somebody go get her nigga and tell him to come over here and talk to me. I need to rap at him a piece, huh? Go get your nigga and tell your man come over here and talk to me because I want to know why his bitch out in the street acting like this. Sound like the nigga ain't got no control. So let me help you out and give you a couple pointers so you can get control of things. Sorry, all of us need a little help every now and then. You dealing with a Philly bitch, nigga, and you trying to do it with a California mentality, ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. I was just counting down the moment, like many of y'all. I said, what's she gonna do some slick shit with him? You understand what I'm saying? So tell your man, come over here and talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. You understand what I'm saying? There's no reason for me to talk to you. You understand? And this whole thing, are you trying to set something up and acting like you the baddest bitch out there? You not the baddest bitch out there, shorty. And you need to start paying attention. I got do dirty bitches too. You know what I'm saying? That's not a threat. I just don't like the way you coming at me because it was unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? So this is the second time you go to your audience unprovoked. I want to underline that. Unprovoked. I have not said anything about this bitch. So any nigga that's a real nigga and you got a problem with what I'm saying right now, please underline the fact unprovoked. I said nothing to this bitch. And your bitch is not going to run around and just throw up videos about me whenever the fuck she feel like and I ain't said nothing about her. I'm not pussy, my nigga. You understand what I'm saying? So however you handle that in your household, take care of that. Because your bitch is out here randomly running into niggas' faces and shit and act like nothing can happen. Like, no, bitch, you're not going to do that. You're not going to subliminally talk about somebody subliminally say something at the end of your shit. I can't wait for me and my family to make him dinner. The fuck you mean, bitch? Fuck you mean? You think you the only motherfucker that got peoples? Like, that's an African-American mentality. You understand? And then as soon as they show up and they see a whole bunch of niggas saying shit that they can't understand, now it's something different. Oh, now we victims. Huh? Are you prepared for that? Are you prepared for 60 motherfucking niggas that speak Spanish around you and you can't tell what fuck none of these niggas is saying? Yo, kite that shit down, bitch. Word up. And tell your nigga come talk to me next time. This bitch out here doing reckless talk with everybody, son, and her nigga don't come check her. Like that shit don't ride. Like, you supposed to check your bitch. Your bitch is out of line. Check that bitch, bro. I can't stand niggas like that. If my sister's out of line with some shit, I check my sisters. If my bitch is out of line, I done had many times. And people that know me in real life, y'all know I'm telling the truth. If my chick got out of line with a nigga or whatever, I'm checking her on site. Yo, bitch, shut the fuck up. And I say it just like that. Yo, I ain't never had to do that with my ex, but I've had chicks I had to do that with. And I would tell them just like that, yo, bitch, shut the fuck up. You don't know that, man. Because bitches will get out of hand and start talking that shit and think a man won't hit them. Some of these niggas out here will duff your ass. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I tell my hoe, I'll be like, yo, bitch, shut up. You talking too much. This bitch does not know me, son. You don't know nothing about me. You ain't never been around me. What you doing is you take an interpretation of what you facilitate as being this and that and other and the third. And she doing it from a 90s perspective. This is not the 19 fucking 90s. Now, I ain't gonna tell you don't speak my name no more, because of course you're gonna do it even more. That's the type of bitch you are. But what I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, y'all, I dropped something. I'm looking for something. What I'm gonna say is this before I get up out of here, right? Let me see if anybody hit the cash app. If not, I'm up out of here. Yeah, and they got that real, and they got that real, and they got that real. That's why I said I probably won't do this thing tomorrow. I'm gonna wait a little bit because so many people listen to what this goofy bitch got to say that she didn't convince the whole entire black culture not to donate to my channel. That's crazy, right? So that's why I say I don't be worried too much about African Americans, because that's not my support system at all, you know? So it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm gonna play this little bit right here to tell y'all what it is about. Cause I notice ain't nobody got no short of money when they over there donating to this bitch. You know what I'm saying? They be over there donating to this bitch. This bitch ain't even talking about nothing. She just regurgitating other people. But let me tell you what the bitch said about me so y'all hear it.
Intern mailroom bum freak that
I'm a bum and a freak.
Thinks it's cool to worship the diddler.
See what I mean? Like, who the fuck says something like that to somebody? Like, bitch, you are not the judgment or the metric stick of anything. So who the fuck are you to tell me? What, you try to shame me into joining your side or some shit? Like, bitch, fuck you. You don't tell me how to fucking think. First of all, I'm not fucking you. I'm not your boyfriend. I don't want to hit it. I don't even fucking like you, bitch. So stop picking moments to just sporadically come out. Like, that's some weird shit. Like, say you ain't talk bad about somebody, don't know somebody that well, or whatever. And this all of a sudden, sporadically, a bitch want to come out because she feels if I say something about this, it'll look like I'm being defensive for Cassie, and Cassie will embrace me. Desperate asshole. The fuck?
I'm sorry. I don't understand.
I'm sorry, and I just don't understand.
How that freak Davin Lewis still has a channel at
I'm a
all.
freak and all this or whatever. Now she work for YouTube. Bitch, you done lost like 10 motherfucking channels. You go and make another channel then a week because you don't know nobody. That's why. That's why. That's why. That's why. And like I said, ego will be knowing. Let's continue.
The last live he did, he sat there and he threatened Cassie.
That's a lie. Now, let me show y'all what she was talking about. Because I went back, I had to listen to, because the shit is only 38 minutes long that I did. And I put it on private ever since, because I want to keep it just in case a motherfucker come and say, yo, did you do that? No. What she did was, she couldn't keep up with the conversation because she's not very bright. So what she did was, y'all think she's smart. She's manipulative. She's not smart. She's manipulative. So what she did was she said, okay, I can take this partition right here and I can manipulate it for the audience and I can make it look like this. This bitch is conniving as fuck. So this is what I actually said. Talking about. See, these niggas don't understand what I'm talking about, right? These niggas don't understand what I'm talking about. That's why I said you gotta watch the niggas that you talk about. So right now, what I want you to do is, and this is that live. You see the name. Go right now. For the bitch say it's something different. No. I want you to. This is from that. Google where Cassie is from. Now, this is what I said, and she translated this into, I was threatening Cassie. You know, what I was trying to tell y'all niggas was, I lived in the same town she lived in. This bitch interpreted it as, he threatened Cassie and her husband. How? Are they in fucking New London? I say, you going out to New London to see everybody in fucking New London. Because that's what people do when they come into Connecticut, bitch. They go to the town that they from, or they go see what everybody. Need an example? The other night, A$AP Rocky was at the motherfucking Met Gala, right? After the Met Gala, A$AP Rocky was in motherfucking Harlem in his projects that he grew up in. After the Met Gala. Silly bitch. Cause this shit getting on my nerves now, yo. I don't like niggas just coming out their mouth at me all easy, like, nah, nigga. See, these niggas don't understand what I'm talking about, right? These niggas don't understand what I'm talking about. That's why I said you gotta watch the niggas that you talk about. So right now, what I want you to do is, you listen to me right now. I want you to go right now to your Google, and I want you to Google where Cassie is from. Go ahead, go Google it right now. Where is Cassie born and raised at? So this is one up I got on everybody. And if you in the building right now, you already know what I'm talking about. This is one up I got on everything. That's a town. You understand what I'm saying? I got roots in that town. You know what I'm saying? My daughter is born in that town and died in that town. Shout out to New London. Ain't a nigga ever gonna tell me nothing about New London. Niggas that put in work in New London. Facts. Now, you understand what I'm saying? She took that. Now, she took that, what I was talking about, my own personal experience. This is before Cassie. This is before anything. Anybody know who I'm talking? Know that I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about this in general. Niggas and put in work out at that town because way before Cassie, I was in the streets with niggas out there and several other places. But the point I'm getting at is, and everybody will verify that, there's been people in here from New London before that verified that. The point I'm getting at is this. We wasn't talking about chick. I was talking about my own personal experience and see how she took that and manipulated that and chalked it up into something. Let me let y'all hear the rest. I done been at funerals, I done been to weddings and everything else in New London, Connecticut. I've been to funerals and weddings. Whaler City. Whaler City. That's where Cassie is from. That's where Cassie now, from. Let me show you something real quick. That's why I say y'all need to stop listening to these niggas that be talking to y'all. That's me. That's my ID. Where it say right there. What it say? New London. New London, Connecticut. See that? Ain't that what it say? That's my ID. New London, Connecticut. That's my ID. New London, Connecticut. That's my ID. I lied to you. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be lying to you. Like, I'm really, like, we really into this. Facts. What are you talking about? Like, I done really been one of them niggas that busted my gun and all that shit and did the whole time, all that shit. That has nothing to do with Cassie in that conversation. I was talking about what I personally did and what we were out there in that town doing, which I'm not proud of it, but it's the point. That had nothing to do with Cassie. That had to do with my own personal relevance and experience, you stupid bitch. And she equated that to some Cassie shit. Now, what else I said in that joint, you know what I'm saying, was nothing even close to that. I ain't say, yo, I'm going to go get, and I kept the video up just in case. You know what I'm saying? And I let somebody else say, I said, yo, sir, you hear me say anything that's like violent toward, like, I'm going to get you, bitch, or whatever? Like, I ain't say shit like that, or her husband, whatever. Now, your husband, nah, nigga, I don't fucking like you. You understand what I'm saying? I keep it 1,000 with you. I don't like you because I don't like the way you fucking move, bitch ass nigga. You came into another man's house and started fucking his wife. I can never respect that. And you know the rules. You understand what I'm saying? And there's other people that don't respect you for that. So fuck what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? Do I want to beat you up? Do I want to see you jump or something like that? Nah, not really. I don't really give a fuck. Yeah, I mean, you want baby number 3 now. You understand what I'm saying? But nigga, don't make the mistake that I should somehow respect you and let you two living ever happily ever after, and the bad black man goes to jail while the cute, petite, light-skinned, almost damn near light and white girl walks off with her white husband. Nah, nigga. Y'all don't see the arch to this. You understand what I'm saying? Black woman who looks almost white gets new white husband while in black ex-boyfriend's mansion, multi-billion-dollar at that time, mansion, sneaks off, fucks him on the side, you understand what I'm saying? Ends up leaving said house, going off and starting a happily ever after she has baby 1, realizes that the former help that was hired by her ex-boyfriend cannot afford their living situation. What is the options? Well, let me go and sue. Shake down. Going down. I'm just saying, perhaps, figuratively speaking, a conspiracy theory, if we may say. But anyway, long story short, you get however much you get or whatever, not even 3-4 days after your grieving heart has bounced back, your ass is up here in New York City motherfucking shopping. Niggas didn't know that. 3 days after she got that money, that bitch couldn't wait to get that money. She was out in New York shopping. Am I lying? Am I lying? Okay. Am I lying? Okay. Because I'm going to show y'all in a minute. 3 days after she got that money, she flew to New York and went shopping. Sounded like y'all motherfuckers was desperate. Nobody ever brings this shit up. How you paying for the car service, the hotel rooms, and all that off your residuals from your albums? Your residuals from your albums paying for that. Your me and you single paying for the fuck out of here. No, Puff Money paying for that shit, nigga. That's who's paying for it. They paying for you, your husband, and your kids. Even if you don't like this nigga, he's still taking care of you. And as a man, Alex Fine, you should really sit down with yourself and think about that. This is a man with no integrity as far as I'm concerned. Because any man that will sit up under a woman and allow a woman to take care of him or be the breadwinner of the home, that's a weak ass man. I don't give a fuck what you say. That's a weak ass man. She got the money, not you. And you sitting up around this. I couldn't even bring myself to be up under a chick like that in that situation. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I had to say. You know what I mean? It's not fuck both of y'all, but definitely, you know what I'm saying? Fuck the situation as it go. And I'll say it again, like I said before. Cassie was with Ryan Leslie when she met Puff. Puff snatched her from Ryan Leslie, and the guy knows who she was with before Ryan Leslie. I don't know who she with. I had a disparaging thing to say it too because I felt like the prosecutor said she was 19. You understand what I'm saying? When he had a picture of her, and this is when she was dating Puff. I said, well, how fuck old was she when she was dating Ryan Leslie? You understand what I'm saying? How old was she when she was dating Ryan Leslie? Nigga, what you trying to put? DXM? I don't know what the fuck that is, but yo, clear that shit up real quick because I think Joshua, you kind of cool. I seen you before. I think he's trying to put DMX. I don't know what he's putting, but my point is, or the DSM, mental problems, and you can find all those in there. But my point is, I ain't trying to diss the bitch like that. I'm just saying, like, it's obvious things there. You was dating Ron Leslie at first, then you started dating Puff. Puff snatched you from Ron Leslie. The prosecution said they got a picture of you when you was 19 years old or whatever. I don't know if you just turned 19, you were 19 going on 20. I don't know. But I know they said 18 or 19, they had a picture of you. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out if they have a picture of you and all this shit when you was 19, how old was you when you was dating Ryan Leslie? And somebody came in yesterday and they said you were 17 when you was dating Ryan Leslie. So that means you've been out here in the game and you were supervised by your mother while you was dating Ryan Leslie because your mama was all up in the business when you was dating Puff. That was the first person you called every time you had a problem. There was one incident where they had, and this is why I say, I think it's the countermeasure that Puff is presenting where he says they were mean to each other. I think that's valid because there's a thing where Puff is going to be saying, y'all excuse me for 1 second. I see something going on right here. Okay. It was a president when people were saying here for the near future that and I remember there's one particular incident. They was in the back of a limo or something like that, or back of a car at Puff's house or whatever, and they started arguing. And it was about a phone. Quite similar to Jonathan Major's situation. They was arguing about a phone. These phones is the demon if you got a relationship going on, trust me. And so they got into an argument, they got into a fight or whatever. Cassie calls her mom's reportedly and says, I want to get up out of here, this, that, and the third, or whatever. And then turns around and ends up going right back to the house. You see what I'm saying? And it wasn't she wasn't coerced. I mean, every nigga be like, no, baby, I love you, baby. You know I love you, baby. You know I lose you sometime, baby. You know how I go, baby. You shouldn't have grabbed my phone like that, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to grab your phone because I thought you were cheating. You know what I'm saying? And evidently it was Puff grabbing the phone from her. Why was he grabbing the phone from her? Because if I had the memory serve me correct and I was right, that's around the time this bitch was fucking Alex Fine. See, niggas don't be putting that shit in perspective, dog. If you look at the timing on that, you had to be fucking homie at that time or around that time. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why Puff will be going to grab your phone to see who the fuck was in your phone. Because he probably had an inkling it was that nigga. We need to get more of a discussion going about how she went from Ron Leslie to Puff over and ended up with, goddamn it, this nigga. And nobody's bringing that question or that topic into perspective, and I think it's unfair. I think it's uneducated to not throw all perspectives into the pot and the bowl. You understand what I'm saying? And that's one of the perspectives we cannot ignore. If the truth is there, and they said that you're sexually promiscuous as you were, and you was doing these threesomes, foursomes, swinger shit, and all that shit, or whatever, however it go. What I'd have to say is, it should be highlighted in your dating patterns. See, dating patterns, and I wanna bring this up to more. Make sure you pay attention to this. Dating patterns have a lot to do with what type of mentality you have. They say that some women, if they're abused, they have certain dating patterns. They say certain women, meaning they'll go and find another nigga that's abusive because all they know is abuse. Some women, they will go find another man, whoever's the best suitor, hypergamy. Meaning like, okay, here's one dude with money, but here's somebody who's in a better position. Okay, here's somebody now is articulated, and now here's somebody that fits my needs. It's always about their needs. A lot of times it's somebody that's very narcissistic and looks at themselves in a certain way. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, I'm trying to understand how you went from Ryan Leslie and one drop to Puff for the next 12, 13 years, and then you end up with the pool boy or the weight trainer, or whatever the fuck this nigga's position was. You know what I'm saying? That shit confusing for me. And I think it's confusing for a lot of people when you bring the question into perspective, and nobody wants to have the conversation. Instead, we want to look at this chick from a perspective of being a victim, like we want to do with so many other women here online. We want to look at them as a victims. No, you are maybe a victim, but you are also a victimizer. You understand? Women can be victimizers too. I tell people all the time, go watch this movie called Truck Turner. I remember watching that shit with my great uncle, my grandfather's brothers. When I was young, it was at that time it was just like a rerun. You know what I'm saying? It was on TV, but he knew the movie, and at this time he was probably like 70 something years old. But there was a movie called Truck Turner, and I'll never forget it. There was this woman in there, and she was a madam. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, Kid Cudi too. She was fucking with Kid Cudi too. Thank you so much for that. I almost forgot. She was fucking with Kid Cudi too. And Puff thought that she was cheating on Kid Cudi. Like, I'm just saying, we have to bring relationships, we have to bring psychology into the format here. And that's what I'm trying to tell, Mark and team and everybody else. Like, please bring this shit up in court when that bitch is sitting on that courtroom. Because I don't know what she's gonna say or whatever, whatever. But I'm just saying, bring this shit up. That's 4 niggas in under 13, 14 years. 4 niggas. And niggas on the trip, like, motherfuckers look at it different. If this was a man, he was moving from bitch to bitch, there's all kinds of scrutiny and shit like that. But chicks can move from dick to dick to dick to dick if money is involved. And y'all see it for yourself. Look at some of these hoes, their stitches ain't even healed up on their cooch. And they back on the motherfucking TV set. I'm back out here, y'all. I'm back out here with it, with the vajay that's been motherfucking stitched up. It ain't right ready to tap yet, but now I'm saying, you wait it out. I got you. You wait it out. I got you. You know what I'm saying? So my point is, man, you get these women out here that be monkey born from man to man to man, and we act like we don't see it. You understand what I'm saying? Think about how many chicks nowadays you see in hip hop, and they literally get passed on to the next rapper. So like you'll see a lot of these girls that they dating this rapper, they dating this rapper, they dating this rapper, they dating this rapper, right? And then you'll see a lot of the rap dudes, they'll have the same girl. Okay, like Amber Rose, for example, respectfully, you went through like 3 rappers. Is that fair? She had a baby by Wiz. She had the babies by Wiz. She was fucking with Kanye, and then she ended up with some other nigga that ain't work out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to diss Amber Rose. I'm just putting the perspective here that sometimes or another we have to start looking at these women and seeing their behavior. There's a lot of psychosis in here that needs to be unpacked. Where some of these girls have been through drama and trauma, and it was running away from something. And most of the time, when you get a girl that monkey bars from men to men like that, it's usually because of something. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it can be simple as a lot of times it can be just as simple as narcissism. Let me see something. Let me see something. I'd like to have a clear cut. But guys, make sure y'all double tap that screen, hit that like button. Also, make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, $ STRINGERBELL80. Support the Cash App, man. That's what we use to travel and all that or whatever, whatever. So if you like to see me in the same position as I am covering this whole trial and all that shit, make sure it's imperative that y'all hit that Cash App. So make sure y'all double tap that screen, hit the Cash App. It doesn't matter if it's $5, $10, $15, $20, all that. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let me go here real quick. Women who okay, let's see here. Hmm. Okay, they got a term for this. Okay, a girl who jumps from one relationship to another is often described as a serial monogamist, according to Psych Central. This term describes someone who is constantly has romantic relationships but rarely spends extended amount periods of time single. Other terms used include relationship hopper, rebounder, and trampoline, as mentioned. Oh shit, serial monogamist. The term is most commonly used and refers to someone who moves from one romantic relationship to another very quickly, spending little time single. Relationship hopper. This term describes someone who is frequently moves from one relationship to another, often with little time in between. Rebounder. This term refers to someone who enters a new relationship shortly after a breakup, potentially to replace the lost relationship rather than resolve their emotions and the end of the previous one, as explained in the post. Wow. Trampoline. This is more informal term to suggest someone who's bouncing from one relationship to another. Damn. They say here, is relationship hopping a red flag? Even though it is a helpful method of healing, it's usually done with bad intent. However, if your new partner has consistently jumped from relationship to relationship, it is a sign that they never truly healed from their past. Huh. Is a serial monogamous a red flag? Serial monogamous isn't always a sign that something is wrong, but it can definitely be a red flag. And then they go into all these different psychological terms for it, and they give all kinds of other different like I see right here. Narcissism could come into play. Um, honest believe guys are more prone to jump from a girl to girl due to their testosterone. That's what she said. Um, it's some crazy shit in here, but most of it has to do with psychological stuff. But it's just reiterating the same shit over and over and over. It's not like, you know what I'm saying. There's no differences in it or whatever when I'm giving the type of term or whatever. But it definitely is a psychosis for women who hop from relationship to relationship. That's amazing. It's called a serial monogamous, huh? Huh. That's deep. I gotta log that in. I wanted to see something else too. Somebody was talking about her dating Kid Cudi. I forgot all about that or fucking around with Kid Cudi. Hold on, I wanted to see something. Okay, here's Kid Cudi himself talking. Prosecutors allege the embattled music mogul Sean Diddy Combs set fire to a car owned by an unnamed victim between. That was Kid Cudi. Prosecutors accused Combs in a memo filed by New York's judge Robin N. Teneska last week of kidnapping an unnamed individual with a co-conspirator to break into the residence of another unnamed individual referred to as individual on December 22nd, 2011. Prosecutors allege Combs' co-conspirators set fire to the individual one's vehicle about 2 weeks later, in which co-conspirators allegedly cut open the top of the convertible and dropped the Molotov cocktail inside. Now, why would they do that? I don't believe that. Y'all, you guys don't believe this, do you? Okay. Prosecutors say this is crazy. Nobody would do that. Prosecutors say police and fire department officials concluded the fire was intentionally set, and multiple witnesses allegedly testified Combs had bragged about setting the fire to the car. I don't believe that. In her November lawsuit, Ventura said that she had a brief relationship with rapper Kid Cudi, whose real name is Scott Badesso or some shit like that. Anyway, she confessed that she had a relationship with him. So in her November lawsuit, Victoria said she had a brief relationship with rapper Kid Cudi, whose real name is Scott Mescudi. During a rough patch in her relationship with Combs in 2011, allegedly Combs to become enraged and lunge at Victoria with a corkscrew. Oh goddamn. Victoria alleged Combs said in February 2012, several weeks after the incident, prosecutors detailed in their memo he was going to blow up Kid Cudi's car, stating his car exploded in his driveway around that time. Representatives for Kid Cudi confirmed Victoria's account of the New York Times in November. This is all true, a spokesman for the rapper said. Forbes have reached out to Kid Cudi's representatives. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe it did happen. Who knows? I don't know. I don't remember no shit like that being talked about. So don't ask me. I don't know. But hey, yeah. Ooh, I had the I just find that crazy. I don't think he would do anything like that. But yeah, that's a whole bunch of niggas, Cassie. You was having a rough patch, huh? You see what I mean? So you quick to hop out of relationship to relationship sometime, and that shit can be crazy. So You know what I'm saying? I hope we covered everything here. I'm gonna hop over here. I'm gonna be live with y'all again in a little bit. I just wanted to conclude that Cassie talk. I wanted to conclude that Huggy Pampers talk. I think I'm tired of talking about that. I wanted to conclude a couple of things. So now y'all know what I said versus what I didn't say and why. Because somebody was like, why'd you put it on private? I said, here, I'll take the section she talking about because I know the shit is only 38 minutes long. It wasn't like it was a 2 hour live like this one is. Plus, no, it was a 38-minute live, and I know exactly what the fuck I said. Now that was the first time I brought up this shit about, yo, can we look at her rental history and her relationship slash rental history so we can add some things up. You know what I mean? And there it is. So we're not shitting on Shorty. You know what I'm saying? I hope that she would go in and do the diligent thing as far as it is concerned, but you know, time will tell or whatever, whatever. But we're not shitting on Shorty. Um, I wish you the best of luck. I really do in life. I see that you don't want to be an artist anymore. So hopefully you have invested in some good things and have some longevity or whatever. Be wary though, because you know, sometimes with guys like Alex Fine, as soon as the money run out, they run out. Soon as the money run out, they run out. You know, be very wary of that, and don't marry him. Don't marry him. He'll take half your money. He's probably waiting for that. So don't. If you did marry him, you better put some clauses in there. You see how they did Halle Berry. Halle Berry been done dirty by 3 niggas. You ain't know about that? Shit. Halle Berry got to pay child support, alimony. She had to pay to get out one relationship, almost $2 million. Halle Berry had to get back out here and get into work. You know what I'm saying? She was so hit over babies that she had and now she's stuck by herself with. You know what I'm saying? A nigga got Nicole Murphy, Eddie Murphy's ex. You know what I'm saying? Went to Africa with her money. Said, I'm investing in all this, that, another, the third, or whatever. She trusted the nigga. Next thing you know, he done ripped off damn near $9 million from her. She couldn't recoup none of it either. You know, there's a whole bunch of examples of don't get out here and get Kevin Federlined. That's all I'm saying, Cassie. Don't get Kevin Federlined. You know what I mean? Don't get Kevin Federlined. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And be safe. Cause I don't trust that nigga. Any nigga got the gall and the balls to start a relationship with another man's woman while you working in that house or whatever is a dangerous individual and shouldn't be respected whatsoever. Nigga, I'll never respect you. Ever. You understand what I'm saying? You came into another man's house and you started fucking his wife. It'd been different if like you knew him gradually. Like I think it's a depth between that. Like, okay, for example, if I know you like partially, or like you didn't just like we didn't kick the bullshit or whatever, then I can see your bitch because you really don't know me. You know what I'm saying? I could see your chick, I could hit it. You know what I'm saying? We could kiss, whatever, get it in, because I really don't know you. So you know what I'm saying? It's not like we have a relationship where I have friends. For example, I got one friend he been with his chick. I don't know no other chick he's ever been with. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say his name, but a friend of mine in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? And I never remember any other chick he's ever been with. Period. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's different. I go in there, I'm going to Thanksgiving dinner with them, Christmas dinner. Like this past Thanksgiving I spent over there. And it's like I've never looked at his chick and been like, yo, I wonder what that be like, that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's my man's girl. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's left out the house or left me in the house with her, and he know he good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna try to push up, say nothing slick to her or nothing like that or whatever. That's a nigga like with that longevity. Yeah, I'm never gonna try to hit your chick or nothing like that. Even if we stop being friends, I wouldn't do no monkey shit like that. But some men they especially when they're younger, because he was younger when they was together. Cassie's 38, 39 years old. She an old bitch now. I don't mean it like that, but you know what I'm saying. They were young when they got together. He had to be like, I don't know, maybe coming out of his 20s, maybe 30, 31, something like that. He was still pretty young, so he wasn't thinking. And so that's what a nigga that's irrational would think. He'd be like, nah, nigga, I can do it. Let me start fucking her. So, you know what I mean? I'm just telling people, look at it in perspective when you talk about this shit. And just keep in mind how you look, Cassie. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they don't put it out there like that, but I gotta put it out there like that. You was fucking, now I gotta fix the timeline. You was fucking Ryan Leslie, then you start fucking Puff, then you and Puff broke up for a minute, then you start fucking Kid Cudi, and now you fucking the help.